Hello all, welcome to part 26 of Selenium 4 training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about JavaScript Executor in detail from scratch. I am going to cover a lot of topics on this JavaScript Executor in this session, guys. End-to-end topics you can say. Starting with what is JavaScript Executor, then prerequisites required. I'll explain some basics here. Then how to perform different operations using this JavaScript Executor, like clicking on element, flashing an element, drawing a border around element, title of the page, how to get the title of the page, URL of the page, entering the text into the fields, selecting a date in calendar, displaying alerts during script execution, page refresh using JavaScript Executor, page scrolling using JavaScript Executor, capturing the entire text on the page using JavaScript Executor, and many other details, guys. Okay. So a lot of things I'm going to cover about JavaScript Executor in this session from scratch, guys. Fine. So let's get started with the first one. That is, what is JavaScript Executor? It's a predefined interface in Selenium, guys. Okay, JavaScript Executor is a predefined interface in Selenium. It has one predefined method known as executeScript method. Okay, so let me show you, guys. I'll take you to the official website of Selenium, that is selenium.dev. Here we'll go to the downloads, and in the download, scroll down until you see this API docs link for Selenium Java. Click on that link. You'll be taken to this page. Just click on the all classes and search for JavaScript Executor here. Okay, JavaScript Executor. You see, JavaScript Executor as highlighted here is in italic format. That means it is an interface, guys. Okay, it's an interface. JavaScript Executor is a predefined interface in Selenium, and it contains a predefined method. Okay, a lot of predefined methods are there, but the one we are going to mainly use is this executeScript predefined method. Okay, we are going to use executeScript predefined method of the JavaScript Executor interface in Selenium. Fine. Now you understood what exactly is a JavaScript Executor, but what is the purpose, guys? Okay, what we are going to use. Okay, what is the purpose of using this interface and predefined method of the JavaScript Executor? What is the purpose? The purpose is to run the JavaScript code, guys. Okay, in Selenium automation, if you want to run the JavaScript code, then we have to use this interface and this predefined method of the interface. Okay, for sample, guys, I'll show you by running a sample automation script in Selenium, where I'm going to run the JavaScript code with the help of Selenium automation. Okay, so for that, I'll open this IntelliJ, and here there is a project which is already configured with Selenium. Okay, and here under this src test Java, I'll create a new file. Say I'll just name this class as demo class. Just press enter. Inside that, I'll create a main method. Inside this class, I'll create a main method. Just type main, and once you get this, select that. It will auto generate the main method for you. After that, I'll write the Selenium automation code here. So WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup, I will say. After that, I'll say WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. I'll write some sample automation code here. Okay. So here I'll import this WebDriver interface. Then I'll say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. This will maximize the browser window, and then I'll open the application URL here. Which application URL? I'll select this application URL, guys. For example, I'll take this application. Okay, omai.blogspot.com. So if I normally open this application, guys, you see any alert is coming here? No, right? By default, no alert is coming. I'll copy this and paste it here. Now guys, I want to run some JavaScript code with the help of Selenium automation. Okay. So for that, guys, okay, to run the JavaScript code from the Selenium automation, I need to use a predefined interface, okay, and predefined method in Selenium. That is, this predefined interface is nothing but the JavaScript executor, and its predefined method is nothing but the execute script. Okay, how to use them? So in order to use this JavaScript executor and all those stuff, okay, we need to follow or write these lines, guys. First, I need to typecast this driver object. Okay, this driver instance of this web driver, I need to typecast, guys. Okay, so first I'll type driver. And how to typecast this driver? So before this driver, provide circular brackets. Inside the circular brackets, provide this predefined interface, that is JavaScript executor here. JavaScript. Okay, this one. JavaScript executor, this one guys, okay, JavaScript executor, just provide that predefined interface in Selenium. So I am typecasting this driver with this JavaScript executor interface. Now after that, put a semicolon here, okay, and say JSE is equal to some object reference is equal to, like that you write. Now hover the mouse on this JSE and say create local variable. That means you are declaring this JSE with JavaScript executor again. You see JavaScript executor got imported automatically from Selenium library like this, okay. So fine. Once you write this particular line guys, okay, once you typecasted this web driver instance with JavaScript executor, why we have to typecast, I already explained in the previous session, okay. In the previous session of this training series of Selenium 4, okay, I already covered why we have to typecast this driver object with JavaScript executor. I am not going to explain again. Fine. Okay. Now guys, I'm going to use this object reference. I'll say JSE. Using this object reference, I'm going to call this predefined method of the JavaScript executor interface, that is executeScript. I'm going to call like this. Now, after calling this predefined method, inside this predefined method, I need to provide some argument. Otherwise, you'll get this kind of error. Just provide double quotes. And in between the double quotes, guys, you have to provide the JavaScript code. Okay, here is where we have to write the JavaScript code. This executeScript predefined method of the JavaScript executor interface will run the JavaScript code that you provide inside this double quotes. What JavaScript code I can write? I'll take a sample JavaScript code. Okay, I will write the JavaScript code for displaying an alert on the page. Okay, you see normally if you run the script, once the application opens, by default there will not be any alert coming. But here, with the help of running the JavaScript code, okay, I will display an alert. So what is the code, guys? Very simple, guys. In JavaScript, if you want to display an alert, okay, you have to type this code. I'll show you manually first. After that, I'll write that. For example, on this page, if I want to display an alert, guys, I'll right click on this page and select inspect. Okay. Without writing the code, I'll show you manually how to display an alert on this page. Go to the console, guys. So after right click inspect, you will get this Google Chrome DevTools and then go to the console tab. Here, guys, you can run, once you clear this, here you can write, type the commands. Okay. So for example, in JavaScript, if you want to display an alert, there is a, you need to call this alert function. Okay, you just need to call it this alert function in JavaScript, guys. And which message you want to display on that alert. Okay, when you want to, when you display an alert on this page, which message you want to, for example, I will provide single quotes and type my name here. Okay, on the alert, I want my name to be displayed. Okay, on this displayed alert, I want my name to be displayed. If I press enter, guys, you see immediately when I run this JavaScript code inside this console tab of this browser, I got an alert like this. Okay, the same thing I want to, okay, the same thing I want to do with the help of the Selenium automation code by running the same JavaScript code from the automation code. How to do that? I'll copy this alert Arun Motori thing and paste into this double quotes here. Okay, that's it. Nothing more than that. Okay, alert of Arun Motori. Now this execute script command of the JavaScript executor will run this JavaScript code, and because of that, on this application page, you will get an alert with my name. Okay. Now let's run the script. I'll run the script, guys. You will see that the page will be displayed, and on that alert with my name will be displayed. Okay. So this is very sample code, guys. Okay, for running the JavaScript code using the predefined method, that is execute predefined method of the JavaScript executor interface in Selenium. Let the code run. Okay, so alert should be displayed for us. Okay, with my name. You see, an alert got displayed with my name, guys. Arun Motori is my name, right? It got displayed. So it's working fine. Similarly, guys, if you want to display a prompt, what I have to do? Okay, what is the JavaScript code for displaying a prompt in Selenium? In general JavaScript, guys, how to display a prompt? Let's try that here, guys. For prompt also, we have this. We have in JavaScript, you have to call this method or function known as prompt, guys. Okay, there's something known as prompt. On this prompt, okay, prompt means what, guys? Prompt means you can ask something. Okay, I can write what is your name. Okay, what is your name is a message I want to display on the prompt. Now if I press enter this time, instead of the alert, using this JavaScript code, a prompt will be displayed, guys. Okay, run this. You see this time what is your name is the text I'm displaying. You see this prompt will have a text box field. I can type my name here, Arun Motor, and press OK. Like this. This is the functionality of the prompt. Fine. This is the functionality of the, whatever the name I typed here, that got in the results here. You see Arun Motor got whatever the name I entered into the prompt, that got displayed here. So if you also want to do the same thing using Selenium automation, simple, guys, copy this prompt, code in JavaScript and replace this alert with prompt. That's it. Okay, what is your name? Now run the script. Like this, we can run JavaScript code in Selenium automation, guys. Okay, so let's run this. Fine. A prompt will be displayed instead of an alert now. You see a prompt asking what is your name got displayed here. Okay, we can enter the details here like Arun Motor, etc. Okay, done. Now similarly, guys, we can also display a confirmation dialog. Okay, I'm just giving some examples here, guys. Okay, how to run the JavaScript code in Selenium. So for displaying a confirmation, just say confirm. You see when I say confirm, guys, okay, you're getting some suggestions also. Provide circular brackets. Inside the circular brackets, provide single quotes, and here say, okay, inside this confirm, provide single quotes and say, let's say, do you want to proceed? Okay, some question. Okay, some question. I'm going to show you a confirmation dialog here. Okay, so confirmation alert you can say, or do you want to proceed? If I press enter here, you see immediately a confirmation dialog will be displayed. Do you want to proceed? Either you have to select OK or cancel. Okay, if you don't want to proceed, say cancel. If you want to proceed, say OK, like that. Okay, that's what is a confirmation. Copy this part and provide inside this particular double quotes instead of the prompt here. You see this JavaScript code will run with the help of this executescript command of this JavaScript executor predefined interface in Selenium. Run this. So now you know the purpose of the JavaScript executor, right? Now you know the purpose of the JavaScript executor. It can be used for running the JavaScript code in Selenium. During using Selenium automation, if you want to run some JavaScript code, then we have to use JavaScript executor interface and its predefined method. Okay, fine, done. Now you got some idea, guys. Okay, so about the purpose of the JavaScript executor, but we can do a lot with this JavaScript executor. Okay, not just this one, guys. So displaying an alert, displaying a prompt, displaying a confirmation. These are very examples, sample examples, but you can do a lot with JavaScript executor. So that I'm going to cover in this session anyhow. Okay, now before I cover any of these topics, like what JavaScript executor can do with Selenium automation and all, okay, I want to cover some basics, guys. Okay, before moving forward, you should have some basics. Okay, that I don't want to cover these things in detail, guys. Okay, so these JavaScript basics and DOM basics at a high level, I'm going to cover whatever the basics of JavaScript or DOM basics that are required for this particular interface in Selenium. Only those topics I'm going to cover. I'm not going to cover entire stuff. Okay, this much is enough, guys. Don't go anywhere and don't learn the entire JavaScript for this JavaScript executor. Whatever I'm going to cover in this session will be more than enough for you. Okay, so fine, at a high level, let me cover all these basic sets for you before I start these demonstrations of what JavaScript executor can perform using Selenium. Okay, fine. First, we'll start with the JavaScript basics, guys. Okay, first of all, the purpose of the JavaScript in web development is to make the HTML elements dynamic, guys. Okay, if you want to dynamically work with the HTML elements, then we generally use a JavaScript code. Okay, so I don't want to go there deep, but okay, that's much is enough, guys. Okay, it will make the web pages dynamic. Okay, you can perform a lot of operations, dynamic operations using the JavaScript on the web pages. Fine. Now this JavaScript internally uses some DOM. Okay, so before going to this DOM basics, guys, okay, let me explain few things here. Okay, so I'll give you an example here how the JavaScript makes the HTML elements dynamic. I'm going to give an example. For that, I'll open this Notepad++. Here I'll write the HTML code, guys. Okay, so HTML, very basic level I'm going to explain, guys. I'm not going to cover the things in detail. So very optimized way I'm going to cover this session for you. Okay, so inside the HTML, I'll first save this HTML file save as. I'll go to this downloads location and save this file. Okay, you can save it anywhere. I'm just saving in downloads location. I'll just name this file as demo JavaScript. Okay, .html I'll say and say all types and save this. Now this got saved, guys. Okay, inside this I'll give head and body. As usual, I'll give head and body tags. Head, body. This is the body section of the HTML / body. So if you are new to HTML, guys, don't worry. I already covered this HTML in whatever the HTML knowledge. Okay, kind of optimized way. I already covered in one of the previous sessions in the same training series. Okay, you can watch my previous video in the same training series of Selenium 4 training series, where you can get the knowledge on this HTML. Okay, fine. Anyhow, in the head, I'll give the title, guys. First of all, I'll give the title. Okay, uh, JavaScript demo. Okay, simple. just giving like this. Title, this is the title. And here we have the body. I'll write some elements here. I'll just write some few things here. Let's say I'll create a paragraph here, okay? And I'll give some ID for this paragraph, guys, okay? I'll just give some ID like Arun is the ID of the paragraph, okay? My name is Arun Muturi, okay? My name is Arun Muturi. Simple, very simple text I'm giving, okay? Slash P I'll give, that's it, okay? Like the simple paragraph text I'm giving, guys, nothing more than that, okay? It's very simple, right? So below this paragraphs, guys, I'll create some buttons, okay? Some buttons, okay? There is some reason why I'm creating these buttons, okay? Button slash button, I'll say. So this I'll say this is a, let's say a green button. I'll create more buttons here, okay? More buttons I'll create here. So green, yellow, red, blue, like that few button colors I'm giving, okay? Button names I'm giving. These are the names for now. Okay, these are few buttons, guys. Now if I save this, and if I save this HTML file in that downloads folder, guys, let's go to the downloads folder where it's saved, where this HTML file is saved. Let's go to the downloads folder. Yeah, this is HTML file, guys, which got saved. Open this in the browser. You see, you will get this kind of interface, okay? My name is Arun Moturi because this is a paragraph tag, and here these different buttons are there, okay? When I click on the buttons, you see when I click on the buttons, nothing is happening. But what I want to achieve here is, okay? What I want to achieve here is when I click on this green button, this particular text, my name is Arun Moturi, should change to green color. If I click on this yellow, my name is Arun Moturi should change to yellow. Red, red, blue, blue. So this kind of dynamic behavior, if you want in HTML, you need to go for JavaScript. There is no other way. Okay. Without JavaScript, it is not possible, guys. Okay. This web page will not become dynamic. If you click on green, if this should become green, means that is a dynamic nature. Okay. That is only possible with the help of JavaScript. So in the HTML code, I'm going to write the JavaScript code. How? I'll show you. So inside the head tag, I'm going to provide some tags known as script tags. Okay. Script slash script. Okay. So inside the script tags, I'm going to write the JavaScript code. How? In JavaScript, I'm going to create a function, guys. Okay. You don't have to learn all the basics to learn the functions in JavaScript, guys. Functions in JavaScript are very simple. You already gone through the Java series, right? In this training series of Selenium 4, I already covered the Java programming language for you, where you already know what exactly methods are, how they can be called and all. With that knowledge, you can easily understand what I'm trying to explain here. Okay. You don't have to learn the entire JavaScript. Whatever that is required, I'm going to cover, guys. Okay. Here, to create a function in JavaScript, I'm writing the code in JavaScript, guys. Whatever the code I'm writing inside the script tags, that is nothing but the JavaScript code. Okay. In general, guys, in HTML, if you want to write some JavaScript code, we generally provide script tags. Inside the script tags, we generally write the JavaScript code. Okay. Now, whatever that comes inside the script tags is nothing but the JavaScript code. So I'll create function in JavaScript, and I have to give the name of the function. Okay. I'll say change color is the name of the function. Okay. Just give the name like change color. Fine. I just give the name. So here I'll say I can give where. Okay. Some where or let you can give. Okay. Let or where. I'll give let here better. Let is a better version. So let I'll give some color. Okay. So text color I will say text color. Okay. This variable I created. Till now no problem. So this is a function, guys, and this function has a parameter, single parameter. So and here inside this, guys, inside this function, what I'm going to do, you'll get surprised. Okay. So you have to understand something here, guys. As I mentioned you here, JavaScript uses DOM for accessing the elements on the web page. Okay. JavaScript uses what? Uses DOM. DOM statements it will use. Okay. JavaScript uses DOM statements. I'll write DOM statements here better for accessing the elements on the web page. Now, what I want to do in this JavaScript code here is when this function is called, I want to, okay, when this function is called, I want to change the color of the text. How? But how to call this function, guys? But how to call this function? With the help of these buttons, guys. Okay. So when this green button is clicked, this function should be called and the green color should be passed. When yellow button is clicked, this same function should be called, but here yellow color should be passed here. When this red button is clicked, red color should be passed, function should be called. Blue color should be passed, function should be called. Like that I want to do. For that, guys, in HTML, we have an attribute known as onClick. OnClick is equal to provide double quotes and just call this function. Okay, just call this function like this. Okay, so just call this function, and this function is not empty function. Okay, it's not a zero parameter function, it's single parameter is there. We have to pass this value here. Okay, I'll just in single quotes you pass the color here, for example green color. Okay, I'm calling this function, I'm passing the color also to this function. Similarly, copy this part and paste it here on click. Okay, so on click, sorry, on click, on click. Okay, but here I'll change the colors. Here yellow, I'll pass yellow. Here when I click on the red button, I'll pass red color. When I click on the blue button, I'll pass the blue color. Okay, like this. Okay, so based on the type of buttons I'm clicking, that particular color, that function is being called with that colors. Okay, so this is how we are calling the functions. Okay, now once this function is called, guys, what this thing has to do is, on this page the paragraph is there having some ID, right? So I need to access this paragraph, guys. Okay, how JavaScript can access this UI element, that is paragraph UI element on the web page, with the help of DOM statements. Okay, JavaScript uses DOM statements for accessing the elements on the web page. Here paragraph is also one element, guys. Okay, how the JavaScript, this is the JavaScript code, how JavaScript can access this paragraph UI element on the web page. Here you see there is a paragraph UI element, this paragraph UI element on the web page. How JavaScript can access this paragraph UI element? For that, guys, we have to use DOM statements. I already mentioned how to write the DOM statements. For example, here I'll show you. If I right click on this page and inspect this, and you'll get this Google Chrome DevTools. Go to the console tab, and here I can run some DOM statements. Okay, I can practice some DOM statements here. So I'll explain DOM statements in detail later, but for now I'll write like this. Okay, with the help of ID, I need to, with the help of DOM statement, I'm finding this okay text. Okay, this UI element text I want to find. For that, guys, I'll simply say document dot this particular text. As you can see here in the HTML code, okay, this particular my name is Arun Motori has some ID, guys. Okay, copy that ID and come back here and say document dot. Since it has an ID, guys, I can use this method, DOM method, get element by ID method I will use. Okay, document dot get element by ID. So when you keep typing, guys, you will get the suggestions here in the console. Okay, get element. If you type, you will get this. You see, ID, class, and lot of things are coming. I'll select the ID, guys. Okay, and I'll provide the circular brackets, and in between the circular brackets, I'll provide single quotes, and in between the single quotes, I'll provide the ID attribute value of this paragraph. Okay, with the help of the ID of that particular paragraph text, okay, DOM statement will be able to find this particular text. You see, in a while, if I press enter, what is coming here, what got filtered and displayed here, the HTML code of this paragraph text got filtered and displayed here. Okay, when I hover the mouse on this HTML code, you see it's finding the text on this page. So these DOM statements JavaScript will use. Okay, to locate or find the UI elements on the web page, JavaScript uses the DOM statements like this. Okay, copy this DOM statement and come back here. Sorry, come back to this Notepad++, and here write the same DOM statement, document.getElementById. What I have to do on this DOM element? After finding this text, guys, what we have to do? We have to change the color, right? Which color we have to change? This text color. While calling the function, we are passing the color to this function, right? That color I have to change here. How to change the color, guys? For changing the color, dot style dot color like this. Some I'll tell you more about this, guys. Okay, these are DOM properties. Okay, under DOM properties we have style color. All these DOM basics. After I explain, you will understand what I am trying to explain here. Okay, for now let's go with this example, like where I am only demonstrating. Let's put our focus on how JavaScript makes the HTML pages dynamic. Okay, but whatever I have explained here, like DOM statements, I'll cover here, guys. Okay, I'll cover the basics of the DOM here, guys, in detail. No need to worry. This is one example only. Document.getElementById. This will find the paragraph text. For that paragraph text, I want to change the color of the text, guys. Okay, I want to change the color of the text. Which color I want to change is equal to. Okay, so is equal to what color I want to change? I want to change it to text color. Okay, is equal to text color. Like this, I'll write the code. This text color I want to assign. So fine. I think this should work. This much is enough, guys. This is a JavaScript function, and this function will be called when I click on the buttons, and appropriate colors will be passed. And using the DOM statement, JavaScript code will change the color of the text, paragraph text. Okay. How I am finding this paragraph text? With the help of the ID. You see, document.getElementById. With the help of this ID, JavaScript DOM statement is finding this paragraph text. Okay. Fine. Now save this, guys. Save this. and go here and refresh the page once, okay, because you did some changes, right? Refresh this HTML page. Now click on the green. Is anything happening? No, right? There may be mistake, okay? Things are not working out, okay? Things are not working out. Maybe there is a mistake I have made. So I'll just type for that. On click, right? On click or on click, I don't remember, okay? On click event button or something. On click. I think this is fine. My function is fine. Okay, so okay, is there any function? My function document hello world. Okay, so I think this looks good, but somehow what happened? I have to check. Okay, on click is fine. Change color. I'm passing the color here. Okay, but maybe this statement may be wrong. Okay, so I'll try this statement here in the browser itself. So let's see. Inspect this console document dot get element by id and provide circular brackets. ID is Arun, right? Arun is ID for the paragraph. You locate the paragraph. You see, if I press enter, paragraph will be located. That's fine. Till here is fine. Then along with that, I have to say style dot color is equal to, if I give something like green or something, whether it is working. You see, it's working here. This statement is working, guys, but somewhere it is going wrong. Okay, let's find it out. Function change color. Maybe I'll change it to where. Let's try this. Save this and refresh once again. Click on green. Okay, it's still not working, guys. Okay, it's not working. Okay, when I click on green, it's not working. So let me firstly check what is the mistake I have done. This part is fine. Dot style color is equal to text color. Okay. Okay, so change color. I am calling green. Let me check once. Okay, guys, I have figured out the problem. So what exactly the problem is? There is a mistake in this function. Okay. So the way I represented the parameters is wrong. Okay, so I should not be giving this let here. Okay, that's a mistake. Function change color and directly I have to provide the parameter name here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I should not declare that with anything. That's a small mistake I have done. Remaining code is same, guys. Okay, remaining code is fine. Okay, now save this and go here and refresh this page once after changing. Now click on green. You see the text is getting changed to green. I click on yellow. Text is getting changed to yellow. Red, red, blue, blue. Like that. Okay, it's working. Now the HTML page has become dynamic, guys. Okay, HTML page has become dynamic. So here, guys, with this example, you got some knowledge, right? What exactly is JavaScript and how JavaScript uses the DOM statements internally, right? Everything is clear for you. Fine. JavaScript uses DOM statements to access the elements on the web page. These are the elements on the web page. To access them, JavaScript uses DOM statements internally. Now you know what is the importance of the DOM statements. Now let's learn about DOM, guys, in detail. Okay, not in detail, guys, at a high level, whatever that is required for this JavaScript executor demonstration in Selenium, that much I'm going to explain. I'm not going to teach you entire thing. Okay, so fine. This one, just now we have seen, right, document.get. There are some DOM methods, okay, in DOM, document object model. There are some DOM methods, guys. You have to learn this DOM methods. This much is enough, guys. You don't have to learn the entire DOM. Just learn this DOM methods. That will be more than enough. Okay, let's try these few things. Let's try these few DOM methods. Get element by ID, get element by name, elements by name, elements by class name, elements by tag name, QAFox. There is something like click. A lot of things are there. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so few examples I'm going to show you so that you'll get used to it. Okay, so I'll take you to this application, guys. Okay, I'll take you to this omea.blogspot.com application. Here I'm going to run some DOM statements. For that, I'll right click and select inspect. And here I'll go to the console tab and clear the stuff. Here I can run the commands. Okay, what commands? First one is get element by ID. Okay, so get element by ID. I want to get. For example, I want to locate this text box, this button, guys. Okay, there is a click to get alert button is there. Okay, I want to find this button on this page. Okay, so for that, if I inspect this button, guys, on this page, if I inspect the button, the elements tab will be highlighted. And you see this HTML code of this button has an ID. You see, ID attribute value is there. Okay, copy this ID attribute value, come to the console tag. Here, type the DOM statement. How to type the DOM statement? Document dot. Then how to find this button, element on the web page using this DOM statement? I'm going to use ID. For ID, there is a predefined method in DOM statements that is get element by ID. When you type here guys, it is giving suggestions like get element by id. Okay, you don't have to remember also. Open and close the circular brackets and put single quotes. Inside the single quotes, provide the ID of that particular button. Okay, alert one is the ID of this button, guys. Okay, when I press enter here, you see some HTML code is coming here. When I hover the mouse on this, you see on the UI, the click to get alert button is getting highlighted. That means with the help of document.getElementById, with the help of the ID of this button, using the DOM statement, we were able to find the button or locate the button, right? Similarly, guys, if you go to the other things, okay, similarly, if you go to the next one, get elements by name. Okay, get elements by name. Index is there. Okay, index concept. For ID, you don't have to give index, but for name, you have to give index. Here, not element, guys, it's elements. You have to remember that. Okay, so fine. For example, I want to go to this application like this tutorialsninja.com/demo. I want to find the search box field. Okay, I want to find the search box field. I inspect this search box field. Go to the console tab. I'll inspect the search button, search box field. Sorry, the HTML code of the search box field got highlighted here, right? HTML code of the search box field got highlighted, and it has a name attribute and with value. I'll copy this name attribute value. Go to the console tab. Here I have to type document.getElementsByClassName. Okay, elements by, sorry, not class name. Sorry, get elements by name. Okay, get elements by name. Give that elements, get elements by name, and in circular brackets, provide the attribute, name attribute value. Just now copied this name attribute value of this search box field, right? Come back here and provide that same thing. Okay, and here if you want to find the search box field, at the end you have to give square bracket. In that you have to provide the index like 0 or something. 0 you have to provide. Okay, here only one search box field with the name is there, so give 0 and press enter, guys. You see it's locating, right? This is a position. Anyhow, only one is there. That's, you just have to give some number, guys, otherwise it will not work, because it is elements means you have to give some number here. Okay, in DOM statements, you see it's locating the search box field. And similarly, get elements by class name is there. Okay, get elements by class name. So I'll take you to this one, this application, and here you see there is a drop down button. Inspect this drop down button, guys. You see it has a class attribute value. Copy this. With the help of class name, we'll locate this, clear this out, and say document.get elements again, elements by class name, and here provide circular brackets. Inside the circular brackets, provide single quotes and paste the class attribute value of this drop down button, and say and say square bracket and say 0 and press enter. You see the moment I press enter here, you see the HTML code of the button is getting highlighted. Okay, the HTML code of the button is getting highlighted, and you see the drop down button with the help of the class attribute value we are able to locate. Okay, this is a DOM statement though. Now next one is document.getElementsByTagName. With the help of tag name also we can look. Okay, so for example, on this, okay, so or else this page or this page, whatever it is. For example, I want to locate the input tags. Okay, the elements having the input tags I want to locate. Inspect this, right click inspect, and go to the console and clear and type that document.getElementsByTagName. Okay, by tag name, this one you have to take. And what is the tag name? Input tag, input HTML tag. Okay, lot of 34 elements are there with the input tag, guys, but I want to find the first one. If I give 0 here, you see something is getting highlighted. What is that something? Let's go scroll down. Yeah, this one, this username field. You see this 0 at the 0th, we have this username. What if I give 1 here, press enter, you see password field. Now what if I give 2 here, till 34 we can try this. Okay, press enter, another element. What is that? Let's see here, I guess this username. Then 3 here, press enter, password field. Okay, now 4 here, press enter, this button, and so on, guys. Okay, all the input tags can be located like this. Okay, on the HTML page. Fine, using the DOM statements we are doing all this stuff, guys. Okay, using the DOM I am explaining. Now what if I want to use a CSS selector locator for locating the element on the web page? Okay, so for that, guys, what I will do here is I'll go to this application. I'll create a for example, what is that, guys? This login button only, I guess. Okay, let's inspect this login button. So you see input type button value is called login is there. Okay, that much, nothing more than that. input type is equal to button, value is equal to login. Okay, so I'll create a CSS selector for this. Control F. Okay, so here value is login. I'll copy this login, guys. Okay, I'll say input CSS selector is like input, value is equal to single quotes. I'll give the login value. Here only one element got located. This is a CSS selector, guys. It's locating only this login button. I'll copy the CSS selector for locating this login button with the help of DOM statement, because JavaScript actually internally uses DOM statements to locate this. Okay, DOM statements, to that DOM statement you have to pass the CSS selector. That is the only way. But if you want to pass the CSS selector of a particular element to the DOM statement, you have to type like this: document dot get, sorry, not get, document dot query selector. Okay, and provide circular brackets. Inside the circular brackets, you provide single quotes and paste that CSS selector of this particular login button and press enter. You see there is a problem here. What is the problem? You see already single quotes are there. Again single quotes you provided. That's the problem. Okay. What I will do here is, here somewhere here I will provide the double quotes. Instead of single quotes, I will provide double quotes here and press enter. This time it worked. It's locating the login button. You see, with the help of CSS selector also DOM statements were able to find the login button. Okay. Like this we can do, guys. Okay. So and one more method is there, like click method. You can understand. Okay, click is also useful. From DOM statements, in DOM statements we can use this click. Click is from JavaScript. Okay, so we can click on that elements and all. Okay, so how to click on that, I'll tell you. Clear this stuff. And for example, I want to click on this button, guys. Okay, I want to click on this button. How can I be sure that this button is getting clicked? If I manually click on this button, guys, an alert is coming, right? An alert is coming. Now with the help of the DOM statement, using that click function, I want to click this button. First, I'll inspect this button, guys. When I inspect the button, this particular button has an ID. I'll copy this ID of this button, go to the console tab. Here I'll type document.getElementById, circular bracket, provide the ID of that particular button. This will locate the button, guys. This particular DOM statement will locate the button. But what I want to do is, at the end of this DOM statement, I'll say dot click and press enter. You see, the moment I say, I hit enter here with this DOM statement with click, you see the button got clicked, and okay, the button got clicked and this alert came displayed. Okay, the alert got displayed. Fine, guys. Okay, the alert got displayed. So like this, these are the DOM statements, guys. Okay, these are the DOM statements. And now in DOM, apart from the methods, we have some properties, guys. Okay, these are also very useful. Okay, very useful for this demonstration. Once you have these basics, guys, understanding this is very simple. Okay, once you have these basics of DOM methods and DOM properties of this DOM, you can do anything, guys. All these examples are nothing. Okay, so that's why I'm taking time here to explain you about the DOM basics. Okay, here, fine. DOM properties, here we have something like inner HTML, guys. Okay, using this inner HTML, you can get the complete HTML code. Okay, so how to use inner HTML, I'll tell you. For example, guys, I'll take you to this page, very simple page. Okay, I want to retrieve this particular paragraph text which is there between the paragraph tags. Okay, I'll simply say inspect here. I'll say inspect here. The moment I say inspect somewhere on the page, I'll get this elements tags. If you see here, guys, this paragraph has an ID, and in between the HTML tags of this paragraph, there is some text. This particular text I want to retrieve. For this purpose, guys, I can use inner HTML. Okay, so how to use the inner HTML to get this particular text between the HTML tags? So further, guys, this paragraph ID, I'll take para1 ID. Para1 is the ID of this paragraph, first paragraph. Go to the console, clear this, and type console document.getElementById. Provide circular brackets, and inside that provide single quotes and provide the ID of that particular first paragraph. Para1 is the ID of this paragraph, as you can see in the HTML code. Now what I want to do is, I'll say dot inner HTML, I have to type and press enter. The moment I press enter, what got retrieved here, guys? What got retrieved? Whatever the text that is there between the paragraph tags got retrieved and printed here. With the help of DOM statement, I am going to get the text between the HTML tags. In this HTML code, the text between the HTML tags I was able to retrieve with the help of inner HTML. Okay, this is the way we can use inner HTML, guys. Okay, fine. Next one is ID, guys. Okay, so for example, I want to get the ID of something. Okay, so I want to get the ID of something. For example, the ID of this paragraph I want to text. Okay, I want to get the ID of this paragraph. So what I'll do, I'll say document dot get elements. I'll use elements by tag name. I'll say here which tag name this paragraph tags will have. You see both have the paragraph tags. Okay, elements by tag name. Inside that I'll give the tag name as p tag. Okay, so it will locate two paragraphs, guys. Okay, this will elements, right? It will locate two paragraphs. If you want to locate only the first paragraph, what I have to do? I have to give 0 here. Now press enter. Sorry, just press enter here. You see first paragraph got located, right? I want to get the ID of this first paragraph. For that, till here you type, guys, document.getElementByTagName p of 0 and say dot ID and press enter. You see what got retrieved? Only the ID of this paragraph got retrieved. Para 1 got retrieved. Like this, we can retrieve the ID with the help of this ID DOM property. Now we can get the title of the page, guys. Okay. For example, here I'll go to this application tutorialsninja.com/demo application. What is the title of this page, guys? Your story is the title. This title I want to retrieve. For that, very simple, guys. Right click, inspect here. Go to this console. Type here DOM statement, that is document.title. That's it. Simple. Document.title. Press enter. What got retrieved? Your store. Your store is coming as a result. Okay. That's a using this DOM property title, we are able to get the title of this page. Similarly, if I want to get the application URL of this page, I have to simply say document.URL and press enter. You see, URL of the page is coming, right? The URL of this current page is coming. So document.URL, like that. Very simple things, like value. How to use this value, I'll tell you. Okay. So I'll do one thing, guys. I want to enter HP product into the search box field. Okay, I want to type HP into the search box field. How to do that? I'll clear this. And how, first of all, I need to find this search box field. For that, I'll inspect this search box field, and HTML code for the search box field is coming here. It has a name attribute value. Copy this. And I'll use document.get elements by name, and circular brackets provide the single quotes and provide that name attribute value of the search box field. And here I want to give 0 here, guys. Okay, so that it will find the, first of all, let's find the search box field. Okay, this DOM statement is finding the search box field. Now what I want to do is I want to type text into the search box field using DOM statements. Okay, using, so I'll type the same statement, document.getElementsByName of 0, which will find this search box field, and say dot value is equal to, okay, DOM property is value is equal to dot value is equal to, I'll give some value, guys. Let's say I'll give HP here and press enter. What happened, guys? You see in the search box field HP got entered, right? Automatically it happened. Okay, you can do with many things, guys. For example, here in the ome.blogspot.com also there is a text area field available here. I want to enter some text, my name, into the text area field. What I will do, so first I need to inspect this text area field. It has an ID. Copy this ID. Come back here and say document.get element by ID. Provide the ID of the text area field like this, single quotes, and say dot value is equal to, let me give my name. Okay, Arun Motori or something. Okay, just press enter. You see my name got entered into the text area field with the help of this value. So that's what is value, guys. Now, so there is one more important DOM property, guys, that is style object. Okay, so here we can change the things, guys. We can change the colors and all those stuff. Okay, so I'll tell you what exactly I mean. For example, guys, I want to change the color of this text here. Okay, whatever the text you are seeing, practice automation here text, right? The color of this particular text I want to change. So what I can do is, if I want to change the color of this text using the DOM statements, first of all, I need to find this practice automation here text. When I inspect that, you see paragraph ID is equal to, ID is there for this paragraph. Copy this ID and write here document dot get element by ID, and in the circular brackets provide the single quote and give the ID of that particular text. Practice automation here text ID, and after giving that ID, guys, it will locate this paragraph. Okay, it will locate this practice automation here text. Now I want to change the color of this particular text. For that, guys, we have to use the style thing I have to use. Okay, like style is one property, guys. Okay, like inner HTML is one property, value is one property of the DOM statements, title is one property, URL is one property, ID is one property. Like the style is another property. Okay, just give style here dot style. Okay, just give style. This style internally has a lot of stuff, guys, like color, background color, a lot of things are there. For now, I'll go with the style object or property of this DOM statements has a lot of things here. Okay, lot of things. Using style, we can change the color of the text. We can change the font size of this text. Lot of things we can do, guys. After style, you have to give color, font, and so on, guys. Okay, for now I want to change the color of the text. Okay, I'll say style.color is equal to, just give some color, guys. For example, red color, let's give, and press enter. What happened, guys, here is this particular text on the UI got changed to red color. Okay, style.color works like this. Now we can change the background color also using the style. Not only color is there, but background color is also there. For example, for this practice automation here, let me refresh this page once. Okay, let me refresh this page and clear this particular thing. Clear this, and I want to now change the background color. I don't want to change the color text color. I want to change the background color of this text. For that, again the same thing is document.getElementById. Here, give the ID that is PA1. Something is there, right? Let's, yeah, PH. PH is the ID of that text here. Go here and give the ID here. Single quote. Now say dot style property dot background. Okay. So I have to give background. I think background color, guys. Okay, it's not background. It should be background color, I guess. Okay. Let's try this. If it doesn't work, we'll see. Red, I'll say. Yes, sorry, I just made a mistake here. Press enter. Nothing happened. Maybe it is a background only. Let's try the background here. What is the property? I don't remember the property names anyhow. No need to remember actually. I'll say background red. Yeah, it changed, guys. Okay, background is the correct one, not background color. Okay, background is like that. Many style properties are there, guys. Okay, so style is a property of the DOM, and this style has lot of other stuff. Okay, lot of other inner properties are there. So not only color, not only background, many things are there. If you want to go with the complete list, this is the URL, guys. Okay, so either you can Google search for this HTML DOM style object in Google, you'll get the same thing, or you can open this URL directly. Okay, anything is fine. You see here, DOM object style object has a lot of properties. So one of the thing is color, right? Let's find the color here. Where is the color? Yeah, this is a color, guys. Okay, color. Similarly, background was there. Where is the background? Let's find the background here. PA is the background. Like that, many properties are there. You see, a good number of properties are there. Lot of properties are there here, guys. We can use a lot of properties like this. Okay, lot of properties are there. Many based on your use, you can use this property, but you don't have to learn all these properties, guys. Okay, you don't have to learn all these properties. Okay, so whatever that is required, generally during when you use JavaScript executor, guys, you generally need color and background. That is more than enough, guys. Okay, you don't have to learn all the stuff. Okay, fine. Anyhow, now the prerequisite part is done, guys. Now you are good with JavaScript, some basics of JavaScript and DOM basics, which are required for using this JavaScript executor in Selenium. Okay. Now let's go. What are the different activities that we can perform? Okay. Generally, why people use JavaScript executor in Selenium for running the automation, JavaScript code from the Selenium automation code. For what reasons they are going to run the JavaScript code using the JavaScript executor in Selenium? There are different reasons, like you can click on element, guys. Okay, using Selenium, if you want to click on an element, normal way also element is there now. Okay, so general, if you want to without JavaScript, guys, if you want to click on, let's say if you want to click on a button, let's say this particular button I want to click. Okay, on this omai.blogspot.com, I want to click on this click to get alert button. How do you write the code, guys? Normal method is there in Selenium. Normal method is, guys, there, guys. Okay, right click, inspect this, and you see ID is there for this particular button. I'll copy this ID attribute value, and here normal JavaScript code I'm writing, driver.find element by.id I'll write, and inside that ID I'll provide the ID and say dot click. I will say this is a normal WebDriver click. Okay, using the driver object instance I'm clicking here, normal WebDriver click this is. But why still we have to go with the JavaScript click? Why JavaScript? Why we have to use JavaScript to click on this particular button instead of using the normal WebDriver click? Sometimes this click will not work for you. Okay, there may be some situations that will happen where you're running your automation script due to some XYZ reason. Very rarely it will happen, guys. Okay, very rarely in real time you'll find a particular button or some text box field or whatever it is. If you try to click inside that text box field, or if you try to select that checkbox option or radio button, or even you try to click on that particular link or button, that will not be working with the normal WebDriver click. It's not working. When the normal click command of the Selenium WebDriver fails, normal click command of the Selenium WebDriver fails, then in that case, guys, we can do the click operation with the help of JavaScript. Okay, this is very powerful, guys. Okay, JavaScript click is powerful than the normal WebDriver click. Okay, when normal click, Selenium WebDriver click doesn't work, then we are going to use a JavaScript click. Okay, how to use a JavaScript click, guys? For example, how to click on this button using the JavaScript. Instead of writing this, for example, I am not using the Selenium WebDriver code for clicking on the button. Using the JavaScript, how to click on that particular button. Okay, these lines will remain same, guys. Okay, we have to typecast this driver JavaScript executor, and using this object reference, we have to call this execute script. Inside the double quotes, we have to write the JavaScript code. I'll remove this code from here. I'm going to write the JavaScript code here. Okay, which I want to run using Selenium for clicking this click to get alert button. Okay, for that, guys, I'll write the code like this. First, write the DOM statement here. Inspect this button. It has an ID. Copy this ID of that particular button. Come back to the console here. Write document.getElementById, and in circular brackets provide the ID, guys, and paste it. And then I already demonstrated, right, in DOM. If you want to click on some URL element in DOMs, also we have the same click, right? Click we have to use here, right? Dot click. If you write like this DOM state, if you press enter, guys, you see immediately the button is being clicked and alert is coming. Okay, this proves that the button has clicked. Okay, if you get this alert, means the button got clicked. This manual also I'll show you. You see, you're getting the alert when I manually click on the alert. Okay, but this is the DOM statement or JavaScript statement, you can say now. Copy this DOM statement that JavaScript uses to click on this button and all. Okay, so with the help of DOM statement, we are performing the JavaScript click here. Now done. Let's come back here and put this like this. Okay, document.getElementById dot click you say. Okay, dot click you say. And now guys, if you run the script, it will click on the this button, guys. Okay, this DOM using the JavaScript uses this DOM statement to click on this button now. Okay, now run the script. Right click run. With the help of JavaScript, we are going to click the button, guys. Okay, so this is the code for JavaScript click on the button. You can use the same code for clicking, selecting a checkbox field, radio button, clicking a link, clicking inside the text box fields. Whatever you want to click, you can do. Okay, the click will work. You see, alert is coming means the button got clicked. Okay, the button, this particular button got clicked. Then only the alert will come. Okay, done. Fine, we are successful there. I can write this statement in a different way also, guys. Okay, instead of writing like this, what I can do is I'll remove this part here using WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver. I want to create a web element here for this button. Okay, this is another second way, guys. Okay, this first way is using the DOM statement, direct DOM statement. We can click entire DOM statement. I'll create and click. Or other way is I can right click on this click to get alert button, and I'll copy this ID attribute value. I'll write the normal WebDriver code like driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID of that particular button. Okay, I'll say button button element. Okay, button element is equal to hover the mouse and say create local variable. Web element will be created. I'll copy this button element, and here I need to provide a JavaScript code. After the JavaScript code, I'll put a comma here, and I'll paste this element here. Okay, I'll paste this element here. Button element, I'll paste it here. The web element, Selenium web element, I'm pasting it here, guys. Okay. Now here, how to write the JavaScript code? Now element is already there. I don't have to write document.getElementById. Already element is there. I want to click on this element using JavaScript code means this argument is in the first position. You can have multiple arguments, guys. You can have A, B, C, D, E, F, like multiple arguments you can have here. Okay, not only this, multiple arguments. This argument is at the position or index 0, guys. This index 0 of the argument, index 1 of the argument. Here only one argument we have. So here definitely this argument is this particular argument will be at the index 0, guys. Okay, so here I need to write the JavaScript code like this: arguments, circular brackets, give the position or index of this web element, that is 0. Arguments of 0 means this particular button element. Dot what? Dot click, you have to write here. That's it. Either you can write document.getElementById here itself, or you can create a web element and provide that web element here as an argument, and provide the position of that argument here, index of the argument, and say click. Now run the script. This is also JavaScript code only, guys. Okay, this is also JavaScript code. Run this. This is another way. Some people will write that way. Some people write this way. Okay. Some people will give the entire DOM statement. Some people will use the web element in Selenium to perform the JavaScript click. Okay. This time also the button will be clicked and you will get the alert, guys. As you can see here, the button will be clicked and alert will come. You see, the button got clicked and you got the alert. Okay, done. So guys, so this is how guys, this is how we can click on an element using JavaScript. Okay, the two ways I showed you, direct DOM statement way, or you can create a web element using Selenium, and you can click on the web element using the JavaScript click. Okay, you can click on the web element using the JavaScript click by passing the web element as an argument to that particular executescript command. Okay, done. Next one. Now the next one is let's go to the next level, flashing an element, guys. Okay, I want to flash an element. Okay, so why we have to flash an element? We generally flash the element to highlight by making it blink, guys. Okay, you want to take the focus of the user there because that element is blinking. Okay, so what I will do here is I'll take an example, guys. Okay, so I'll take an example here. So I'll go to this application, tutorialsninja.com/demo application. You see there is a black color button here, right? Okay, I want to flash it. I want to flash this like it should blink continuously like a black green black green black green, like that. It has changed for a while. Okay, for that how to write the script I'll show you. So using JavaScript this is possible, guys. So what I will do here is first yeah, so I'll blink it. Okay, so I'll create a web element for this. First I'll create a web element for this button. Inspect this button, and before that, guys, I'll copy this application URL and go to the script and change this application URL. That's the first thing I have to do. And after that, I'll create the web element for this button. Inspect this button, like button. So does it have anything? ID under div ID cart, we have this button, right? Under the div ID is equal to cart, we have this button. So I'll create an Xpath expression with the help of this ID of this div under which the button is there. I'll copy this ID of this div tag and say Control F /div at the rate ID is equal to whatever the ID of that div tag. Paste it. Under this div tag, we have this button. I'll say slash button. This is Xpath expression for locating this button, guys. Okay, this is Xpath expression for finding this button. You see, button has been found. Copy this Xpath expression of the button and create a web element using Selenium. So how to create driver dot find element by dot Xpath? I will say by dot Xpath. I will say here I'll provide the Xpath expression of that particular button. Okay, I'll just say it is a black button, right? Otherwise, I'll simply say button add to cart button. Okay, add to what is that button, guys? Cart button. Simply say cart button better. Cart button is equal to, okay, which is in by default it is in black color. So fine. So like this I'll create, and here, okay, I'll do something, guys. Okay, so before that, guys, there is one thing I wanted to explain, but I forgot. For clicking on the element, right? I forgot doing something. Or shall I do or not? Okay, some reusable methods shall I create or not? I'm just thinking. Okay. Yeah, fine. So I need to go back again. So let's say this is application. I want to click on something, right? Click on the web element. Let's say how to make this work. Okay, how to create a reusable function for this using JavaScript. You want to click on something, some URL element for that reusable method. If you want to, in real time we do that, right? That's why I'm trying to. So we'll do one thing. I'll just say button again, button, and this is application. I'll just go back, guys, for a while. So we'll go slow. No need to hurry up. So I'll give this application URL back, and here I'll give the what was that, guys? It has an ID, right? By.id. I'll say by.id double quotes, give the ID of that button. What is the ID of that button I wanted to click? Select this ID. It has alert one ID. This button has alert one. So here I'll provide this, and this button I'll pass it here. This button element, I'm passing it here. Right now, this is a code. Okay, this will work. But this is going to work, guys. If I run the script, you see this will work. It will click on the button and alert will be displayed as already demonstrated. But for this, I'm going to create a reusable method. Okay. First, let's see whether the basic code is working. After that, we'll convert it to a reusable method. Okay, JavaScript method. The alert is displayed means the button has been clicked. Let's see. Yeah, alert is coming means button got clicked. The script is working fine. I'll create a method, guys. Reusable method for this. So here I'll create something like public static. Okay, void JavaScript click. I'll say okay. JavaScript click. Like you can give any name here. I'm just giving JavaScript click here. And here, so I'll pass two things, guys. I'll pass this driver. I'll pass. Okay, web driver. I'll pass. While calling this method, I'll pass this driver. Other thing I'll pass is this web element that I have to click, right? Web element I will pass. Okay. Element. On which element I have to click, that element. Okay. So these two things I need to pass, guys, nothing more than that. And here, next thing is this web element we create, but this JavaScript code I will move it here. Okay, I'll move the JavaScript code here, and here I'll pass this web element here. Okay, whatever the web element that is passed, I'll pass it here, and here arguments of 0.click will be same. That's it, I guess. And driver is already passed. That's all already good. That's all good. Driver is passed, and we are using here in the script. Now here, guys, whenever I want to click on the element, I just need to create the web element for that, and simply call this method. Okay, JavaScript click method I need to call. How? First, I need to pass the driver. This web driver instance I'm passing to this method while calling. And second thing is I need to pass this element. Okay, this button element I am passing. Put a semicolon. So this method will be called and this operation will be done. Now run the script. If you get the alert, means the reusable method is working fine for you. Let's see whether the script is working fine or not after creating the reusable method for that. So for each and every action that I'm going to demonstrate going ahead, I'm going to create a reusable method for that. Okay, I'm going to create a reusable method for that. Because in real time we create the reusable. You see the button got clicked still. The function has been called, the method has been called, and the alert, the button has been clicked, alert is coming. Okay, fine. This is working fine. Now I'll remove this code, guys. Okay, I will remove this code. I'll write the fresh code again for flashing an element this time. Okay, let's take another one. So this time I'll take this application URL and paste it here, guys. Paste it here. Paste this application URL, and then I want to flash this button. I told you already, right? How to flash that button? For flashing the button, I'll write the normal code first. After that, I'll convert the normal code into reusable method. Okay, fine. How to flash that? First, I'll create the web element, guys. For this black button, I'll create the web element and already created, right? This is Xpath expression I already created for this button. Okay, I'll copy this Xpath expression. Come back here and say driver.findElementBy.Xpath. I'll write provide the Xpath expression of that particular black button, and here I'll say card button. Card button is equal to this is an element. Now here say create local variable. Done. How to flash it? How to flash this button? Further, guys, I need to write some logic. I'll tell you what is the logic. Here is some, okay, you can see the code here, what I'm trying to do, but I'm going to put this inside some for loop. Okay, so for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to some 15 times I will flash it. Okay, I plus plus. Okay, like this I'll write, and in this I'll write the DOM statement. First of all, I need to write the DOM statement to change the background color of this button, guys. Okay, I want to change the background color of the button. How to change the background color of the button? First, let's practice the DOM statement. Document dot. Here, guys, we have this Xpath expression. Okay, for this particular button, we have the Xpath expression, but we don't have the CS. I mean, we don't have the ID or something, right? But for Xpath expression in DOM, it is very difficult, guys. Okay. Finding the element with Xpath expression is kind of different. So I'll convert this into the CSS selector. How to convert this Xpath expression into CSS selector? Just to save time, guys, I'll just copy this Xpath expression of that button. And here I'll go online. Just to save time, I can do it manually, but convert Xpath to CSS selector. Okay, like this. Okay, online, I'll say online. Oh, sorry, this one is taking me somewhere. I don't want to click on that. So convert your Xpath into a nice and clean CSS version. Classify is there. We'll go with this one. Paste the Xpath expression and paste it. Now you got the CSS selector for that. Okay, div hash card button. Okay, there's a proper CSS selector we got. Now copy that CSS selector, and here I'll write a DOM statement. I'll tell you what DOM statement. I'll write dot query selector. Okay, query selector I'll write. Inside the query selector, I'll pass a CSS selector. And press enter. You see the button is getting highlighted. With the help of CSS selector, we are with the help of CSS selector, DOM statement is finding this button. Okay. Now for this particular button, guys, I want to change the background color. Currently, the background color is what? Black. How to change this background color of this button? For that, guys, you have to do some investigation. Right click, inspect this. Right click, inspect this. And here, the HTML code of the button came here, but you have to go to the styles tab, which is the sub tab of the elements. And in the styles, find the property name. Okay, the attribute name for this color. Okay, so just scroll down. You see there is a background color and it's mentioned as black color. So the attribute name is background. This value I have to change, right? This value I have to change, guys. How to change this value? How to change this background color value? So let's try that. Okay. So for example, if I give something like style dot background, if I give, whether it is working or not, let's see. After that we'll do. I'll change it to green color. Center. Is it changing, guys? Yeah, it's working fine. Normal background is working fine. So we don't have to investigate that much, right? This much is enough. You see, this DOM statement is working. When I simply say style.background is called green, the color of the button got changed to green. Okay, fine. So this statement I'll copy, guys. I'll copy this statement and write it here, paste it here as it is, because it's working fine for us. So here, guys, document.querySelector, this part is not working. Maybe I have to give double quotes here. Okay, just change it to double quotes. What is this? Dot style. So fine. So this statement I cannot directly write here. How to run this JavaScript code, guys? This is JavaScript code, right? You see, this project is Java project. Java project cannot recognize this JavaScript code. Who can recognize this JavaScript code? JavaScript executor, guys. How? First we need to typecast the. Before doing this, guys, before coming to this for loop, let me do one thing. I'll simply say driver. I'll typecast this driver with JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor, I'll say, and typecast this, and then put a semicolon here and say JSC. Just type JSC here is equal to create local variable done. Now simply say JSC dot execute script, and here pass this JavaScript code, guys. Okay, pass this JavaScript code. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. So pass this JavaScript code. That is one way. As it is, you can pass if you want. Done. Okay. JavaScript code has been passed. Put a semicolon here at the end, guys. Okay, it will work. Now, similarly, query selector. I think here single quotes will be fine if you want. Don't need this. Okay, let's try this part. If it is working. Automatically, IntelliJ has added something, but I am removing that and converting into single quotes to make that look good. Here, green also in single quotes. If you put, there is no need of putting this backslash and all this stuff. Okay, single quotes. Automatically, the IntelliJ has done this stuff for us. Okay, I'll just changing it back. This will work fine, guys. Okay, this will work fine. Okay, so this is one way. But there's a problem with this. I'll tell you what is the problem. Okay, so I'll do one thing. Okay, first I'll go with this approach. After that, when I create a reusable method, I'll change that. Okay. So again, this is one thing, guys. This is one thing. So this will change into green color. So flashing means it should change between black and green, black and green, black and red. Okay. Black is the default color of this button, right? How to get the default color of this button? To get the default color of the button, I'll simply say beforehand, I'll just do this. Okay. Cart button dot get CSS. What is the CSS attribute value? CSS for this color. Already we investigated, if you remember, right? When I inspected this and go to the elements and styles, you see there was a background color, right? This is the attribute actually. Okay. Originally it was green color, originally it was black color, we changed it to green color. So this was the attribute value, style property. So take that style property and provide that CSS property, style property attribute name here, and you will get the value of that. Okay. So by default it is black, so it will return black, guys. Okay. So hover the mouse, you see it is returning in string format only. Get CSS values coming in string format. String default color, I'll say. Okay, default color of the element. Okay, default color is what? This color. Okay, like this we are getting. Now this default color I'll be using here, guys. Okay, I'll be using the default color here. I'll tell you how to use. Again, I'll say execute script, and okay, here I'll write the same code, guys. Okay, I'll write the same code here. Copy this entire stuff. Document dot till here I'll copy and paste it here. JavaScript statement. Document.querySelector is fine, and here I'll say style.color, but here green should not be there. In place of green, default color should come. So I'll make this green dynamic by saying plus here. Just put plus here, and before that provide double quote. After the plus provide double quote, and change this green to default color. Copy this default color and paste it here. That's it. This is a way to do, guys. Okay, this is a way to do. Appending, we are appending the string text here. Okay, so this will work fine. The semicolon here, I think it should work. Okay, put a semicolon, it should work. Now in between this, guys, in between this I'll add thread.sleep. Okay, I'll add thread dot sleep. Milliseconds I have to give. I'll give 50 milliseconds. It should be very fast, so I'm giving 50 milliseconds. Okay. So guys, here thread dot sleep is giving a checked exception. I'll say ignore the exception for why. For now, I'm just saying ignore the exception. Okay. Ignoring the exception. I'm shutting the mouth of the compiler by ignoring the exception. Fine, done. Now let's run this code and see whether whether the button is getting flashed or not. Okay. With this logic, whether the button is getting flashed or not. Let's see. First, it will be there in the default color, that is black color. After that, after it goes to the while for loop, it will change the color, background color of the button to the green. And after 50 milliseconds, it will change it back to the black again, default color black. Okay. Again, it will change to green, black. 15 times it will repeat. So it will flash for us. Now run the script and observe the difference. Okay. Let's see whether it is working fine or not. Let's see. Let's see whether it will work. Okay. So it will open the application. You just focus on that button, guys, black button. Is the color getting changed? Let's see. Let the application load first. I'll hit enter if required. It's not loading. You see, the button is flashing. It was very fast, right? 15 times it flashed. Green, black, green, black, green, black. Okay. So the code is working fine for us. Okay. This is the code that we have to use, guys. Okay. I'll create a reusable method out of this code. Okay. How to create a reusable method? Let's create a reusable method. The way I created JavaScript click, I'll say JavaScript flash. Okay. Public static void. I'll say JavaScript flash. Okay. Whenever you call this method, it will flash. So I'll say WebDriver again. Okay. I have to pass the driver and have to pass the default color also. Okay. Have to pass the default color string default. I'll give the same name just to be in same page. Default color. This default color I'll pass. And apart from the default color, guys, what else we have to pass? We have to pass the web element of this button. Okay. For which I want to change the color and all. Okay. So otherwise, I don't want to pass the default color, guys. I will get the default color inside the code itself. Okay. I'll not pass the default color. I'll directly pass the web element. From the web element, I can get the default color, right? I simply say web element. I will say. I'll make it simple. That's the reason. Okay. Now, after saying web element, I'll write the code here. This element I have to pass at any cost. Okay. That element I have to pass. Now I'll copy this code. I'll cut this code and paste it here. So this will here I'll say element dot like this. I'll write. Okay. This will work fine. Then after that, this line, this code I have to take it from here and paste it here. Done. This is the next one. Okay. Thread dot sleep. You can ignore or you can use try catch blocks also. Surround which try catch. That is very easy, guys. Okay. Instead of ignoring, it's better to try catch. Okay. Simple. It will not fail anyhow, but that's okay. Just put that in try catch block. It looks good. Now background color, JavaScript executor, and we are iterating it for yeah, default color. Default color is retrieved anyhow. That is passed here. The same code, guys. We don't have to do much. So this much, guys. And there is one thing here. We are passing the element. For that element, we are getting the color. But this one should be dynamic, right? This query selector should be dynamic. I think I have to change this way I'm writing the code here. I'll change the code here. So here, instead of writing like this, I'll remove this entire part. I'll only keep this part. Dot style dot background is equal to green. I'll put a comma here. And here I'll give the web element. Okay, I'll give this web element here. I'll give this web element. So here I'll say arguments of 0. Okay, this arguments of 0 dot style dot background is called green. Like this, I'll convert. Same thing, I'll do the same thing for this one also, guys. Arguments of 0. Here, instead of writing like this, okay, I'll just change it like this. Arguments of 0. Okay, it's called default color, comma. Argument should be the web element. Okay, the button. Like this, I can change. So simply, whenever I want to flash this one U element, right, I have to find that element and once create the web element, I'll simply call this flash method, JavaScript flash method. I'll call. So here I'll pass the driver. driver instance of this WebDriver, comma, the element that I have to flash. This element I have to flash, okay, like this. So this becomes a reusable code now. Okay, this becomes a reusable code. Now let me run the script and see whether the script is running fine or not. Okay, let's see. Let's focus on that button, guys. Okay, if the application loads perfectly fine, then the button should be flashed. Nothing is happening here. Okay, it's not working fine. In that case, it's not working, guys. Okay, there may be some mistake. Okay, so what was the mistake? Started, but nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened, right? So it's not working fine for us. Okay, driver is fine. Web element also we passed. From the web element, we got the default color. And here green, we are changing that. Arguments of 0.style.background is called green. Element is there. Element is nothing but this web element that I'm passing here, card button web element, but it's still not working, guys. Okay, why it's not working then? So this approach is not working for us. So what I can do? Okay, the original way was working, but this one is not working. Let me think of. Looks like there's a temporary glitch, guys. Nothing much. Okay, the code is still same. I didn't change anything. Okay, it's working fine actually. Okay, so let me run the script here. The same code is there. I didn't modify any bit. Okay, let's run the code. It was a temporary glitch most probably. Okay, run this code and it should call the JavaScript flash and it should flash the button. Okay, for us. Let's wait for the button to get flashed. The code is working fine, guys, without any problems. So let's see here and just focus on the button, guys. You see, it was very fast though. Okay, it took very less time to show us. Okay, so we can increase the count, guys. Here, I'll just increase this iteration. Let's say 50 times. I'll say, okay, so that we can see. Run this. Maybe the number of times is less, so we are not able to observe that earlier when I have run the script. Now let's change it to 50 so that we can observe that clearly. So it should keep on flashing 50 times. Okay. Just see, guys, the button is getting flashed like anything, right? Green, black, green, black, green, black, 50 times. Okay. So if you think that is more, just change it to 25. 25 will be, I think, kind of good. Okay. So whenever you want to flash, highlight the element while when you are running your automation scripts, when you want to highlight an element during the script, you can create this kind of, you can call this kind of JavaScript flash function and pass that element and all that will flash. Okay. That will flash for you. Fine, next one, guys. Next one. I'll clear this stuff. I'll go to the next example. We are successful with two things so far. Now let's go with the next one. That is drawing a border around element. Okay, drawing the border around element, and I want to take the screenshot of that. Okay, after drawing the border, I want to take the screenshot of that. How to do this? How to do this, guys? Okay, for doing this, so some during the automation script, guys, if any script fails, let's say, and assume that there is script that is failing, and when the script is failing, I want to draw the border of that particular element where the which is causing that failure. And after drawing the border, I want to take the screenshot and I want to remove the border. Okay, all these things I want to do. For that, how to draw the border and highlight the element that is failing the script and all the stuff, and how to take the screenshot. All those things I'm going to cover with this thing, guys, drawing a border around element thing. Okay, fine. You see, we are going to use an attribute property for style property, that is sub property, that is border we are going to use. Okay, not only color and all, we can use a border. I'll show you how to use a border here. So let's create a border for this. Okay, already we created this query selector and all. We change the background color. Same thing I'm going to use, but here instead of saying color background, I'll say border. Okay, I'll just give a border. Okay, border is equal to double quotes. Give the border, guys. So I'll say 3px solid border having some color, say red border. Okay, red border having 3px size and solid type. You see what happened? You got a red border here. This red color thing that came around this button is nothing but the border. So this kind of highlightation I want to do during the real-time automation. I want to take a screenshot of this also. So for that, we need to use this kind of DOM statements. Okay, so what I will do here is I will write the automation code here and convert that into reusable method later. Okay, first I'll write the code here. So first of all, the same button, let's say I want to highlight the same button, let's say, okay, same button I want to highlight, okay, that will save our time, right? I want to draw the border for this button. That's it. Okay. So for that, what is a web element, guys? You already know the web element, right? So sorry, I just removed something, right? Web element, let's keep the web element as it is. I'll keep this. I'll remove the function calling statement. Web element for the cart button is still there. I want to highlight this cart button, okay? This black color, whatever. By default, it is black color, right? This black color button I want to highlight with the red color background, okay? And then I want to take the screenshot. For that, what I'll do here is I'll write the code. That is driver I'll write, and I'll typecast the driver with the text screenshot as usual. Text screenshot, okay? Interface of Selenium. Put a semicolon. Let's quickly write this, guys, because you already understood how to do this stuff over the mouse, and say create a local variable and say JSC dot execute script. I'll say JSC dot execute. Why it's not coming? Did I? Okay, sorry. I just wrote text screenshot. JavaScript executor I have to write. Mistake, by mistake I have written text screenshot. Import this. Okay, so JSC dot execute script, and here I'll write some sample script case like this cart button, right? I'll provide the JavaScript code here, and then comma argument I'll pass it as cart button. So here I'll simply write the code arguments of 0. That means this cart button. Arguments of 0 is nothing but the cart button here. Dot style dot border, right? That was border, I guess. Where I tried, guys, inspect this. I tried it here, but I don't know whether it is there or not. It's gone away. Fine. Border. I think I remember that as border, guys. Single quotes. Okay, here give the value, guys. That is 3px solid red color. Okay, like this you give. So this is the JavaScript code, guys. Nothing much. Okay, if I run the script, what will happen here is we'll change the border color of this button, guys. Okay, it will change the border color of this card button. How does it change? Let me show you. Okay, run the script, it will show you. Okay, it will change the border color of the card button, it will change. So let's, without any delay, let's run the script, guys. Okay. So let's see, it will open the Chrome browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL. Then it should give a red color border with that 3px size and solid means bold color kind of thing. You see, the black button is now highlighted with this kind of right, the border. Okay. Now again, I want to change it back. I want to remove the border, means what I have to do. If I want to remove the border, guys, simple thing, guys. What you have to do here is just copy the same thing again, and here remove this part. Okay, it will remove the border, guys. If you don't provide anything inside the single quotes, it will remove the border. Okay, you can see that, guys. You can see that happening here. I'll just put a thread dot sleep for a while for demonstration purpose. I'll just give some 3 seconds. I'll give 3000 milli means 3 seconds. Run the script. Let's focus on that button. First, it will give a border. After 3 seconds, it will remove the border. Okay, it will remove the border after 3 seconds. Okay, let's see whether it will work or not. Did I run the code? I thought it is running, but not running. Let me run it again. It's running, guys. Already it is running. I'll say cancel here. It's already running. Just observe the button, guys. First, it will have a border. After 3 seconds, it will remove the border. First, it has a border, red border, and after 3 seconds, it's removed the border. This is what I want. So here, in place of thread dot sleep, I want to write the code for taking the screenshot, guys. Okay, taking the screenshot of that particular highlighted button having that border. Okay, how to take the screenshot here? To take the screenshot, guys, what I will do here is I'll write the code for taking the screenshot. Okay, in one of the previous session, I already covered how to take screenshots, right? So I have to typecast the driver object again. Okay, driver with the take screenshot have to takes screenshot. Take screenshot is a thing, and here I need to say dot get screenshot. I have to say dot get. I'm not getting because okay. I typecast or okay. I need to provide the circular brackets, guys. I forgot to provide the circular brackets here. Now it will come. Okay. Now say dot get screenshot, it will come. Okay. So we have to do proper typecasting here. Put the double quotes here. And okay, so instead of double quotes, guys, you have to write file. Sorry, instead of double quotes, you have to type output type dot file I have to give. Okay. Now this will return the file, guys. Okay. So here I'll say file src file screenshot file is equal to, and here I'll import this file from java.io package. And after that, I'll say file handler from Selenium. File handler I'll use. File handler dot copy from this source file. Copy the source file into new location, that is new file of Here say dot slash under screenshots folder. Okay, give some name, guys. Okay, so um, highlighted element dot some png I'll give. Okay, like this I'll write the code. So this copy, why it's not working? Okay, so the checked exception is coming here. Just ignore that exception now. Okay, because fine, that's okay. Just ignore the exception, guys. I don't want to make this code look complex. So these two lines will take the screenshot, guys. Simple words. But here, before that, guys, this project should have the screenshots folder. Okay, this project should have the screenshots folder. Otherwise, it will not work. Right click and create a new folder here, and give the name as screenshots here under the project, like this. Okay, under the screenshots folder, the screenshot will be taken. Screenshot will be taken here. Okay, done. Now run the script, guys. It should take a border, and after that it should take the screenshot, and after that it will remove the border. After that it should remove the border. After taking the screenshot, it will remove the border. Now I want to put a, just to make it possible, guys, I'll just put a driver.quit also. Okay, I'll just put driver.quit so that it will automatically close after taking the screenshot and changing the border, removing the border color. Open the application URL. It will do a border, then take the screenshot and remove the border. And now the script is done. Now refresh this. No need to refresh here. Just expand the screenshots folder. You got a screenshot already. Open the screenshot, guys. Here you see this black button is having a border. Okay, it's working perfectly fine, guys. Okay, I'll create a reusable method for this because this code is working perfectly fine. I'll create a reusable method now. Public static void JavaScript highlight element. I'll just give some random method name, highlight element and take screenshot. Okay, like this some method I'll create. So here I'll pass what I need to pass. I have to take all these things here, right? Web element. First of all, I have to pass the web driver, guys. Driver instance of the web driver I need to pass, comma. What else I need to pass? I need to pass a web element also. I will pass a web element for which, okay, web element I'll say. I think these two things will be enough for now. If required, I'll pass more. All this JavaScript code, I will take it here. I'll take it here. Driver is provided here. Here, instead of cart button, you have to provide element. Done. Again, element here. This copy. Better inside the function, guys, better to use a try catch block this time. Okay, more actions and set surround with try catch block. Okay, it will take care. And now so I need to call this function, right? I need to call this function. So copy this. All the code is inside here itself. Okay, taking screenshot, everything is there. I don't have to do anything else. I'll call this function method, and while calling this, I'll pass this driver, and I'll pass this cut element to this method. Okay, and I'll quit the browser. So before running it again, guys, before running it again, I'll just remove this file. Okay, I'll remove this PNG file. Now run the script. Okay, no problem. Just run the script, right click run. This should work still. Okay, did I delete this? Okay, it's not deleted, right? Let me delete this quickly. It's not deleting. To refactor. Okay, sorry. To refactor, you need to say. Okay. So 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Let me, before doing anything, let me do one thing. So here I need to delete this file, but the file is not getting deleted. So do refactor, items to be deleted. That's fine. That's okay. Now screenshot file is not there. Let me run freshly to see whether it is working fine or not. It will call that reusable method, and it will highlight the element, take the screenshot, and de-highlight the element. Okay. You see, it's working perfectly fine, and screenshot also has been taken. And open the screenshot, guys. You see the element having the red border has come already. Okay, working perfectly fine, guys. Okay. So next one, let's go to the next one. Drawing a border is also done. These are all simple things, guys. Okay, we can do it on fly. Okay. getting the title of the page. Getting the title of the page. How to get the title of the page, guys? How to get the title of the page? Generally in the DOM, if I want to get the title of this page, I already showed you, right? Document dot directly I have to say title and press enter. You see the title of the page will come here. You see your story is the title of the page. I'm able to get. So with the help of JavaScript, okay, you see we can get the title of the page not only using JavaScript, guys, but also using Selenium also. Okay, how to get the title of the page using Selenium? Here I'll remove this code. Okay, remove this code. How to get the title of the page using Selenium automation? Driver dot get title is a command is there. A direct command is there using which you can get the title. But if you don't want to get the title like this, okay, using Selenium WebDriver, you don't want to get the title. Using JavaScript, if you want to get the title, alternative way, guys. Okay, here getting the title using the JavaScript is an alternative way for the Selenium WebDriver default way. So why we have to use sometimes? Okay, sometimes, guys, we want to run the script very fast. Okay, so what happens here internally is I'll let me explain, guys. Okay, let's say this is a browser, Chrome browser or whatever the browser, and here you are using the Selenium WebDriver. Here we have the Selenium WebDriver commands. Which command? Let's say get title command. Okay, get title command is there. So if you are using the get title command of Selenium WebDriver uh, to interact with this particular browser to get the title of the page, what happens is internally this get title command. Okay, there is some code already implemented, guys. Okay, for get title there is some JavaScript code already implemented. Okay, the Selenium developers have already written the JavaScript code and have put this inside the get title command. Okay, so what happens is when you call this get title, it will call this code, it will invoke this code, and this code will actually run on the browser. Okay, here JavaScript code this is written by the Selenium developers. But what I want to do is I want to directly write my own JavaScript code, okay, and run it directly on the browser. Okay, I don't want to call this and then invoke the JavaScript code. Rather, I want to run my own JavaScript code. This is faster, right? This is a compared to this one, this is faster. If I directly write my JavaScript code to get the title of the page, this script will be because my JavaScript code is directly running on the browser. Okay, so instead of indirectly running the JavaScript code and doing the stuff, I am directly writing my own JavaScript code to directly get the title from this web page. Okay, this is faster way. So, but that is not really required in real time, guys. So we generally don't use such kind of activities in real time by writing our own JavaScript code to get the title of the page. We can use a normal get title command of the Selenium WebDriver, guys. Okay, but I'll show you guys because already anyhow we are discussing a lot of stuff here. Let me show you how to do this. So what I will do here is I'll typecast the driver first. Okay, I'll typecast the driver. That is a JavaScript executor. I'll write and say put a semicolon here and say JSC here is equal to for the mouse create local variable and using this object reference JSC dot I'll say execute script and here I have to run the JavaScript code for getting the title of the page. For the getting the title of this page, how to run the JavaScript code here, guys. You see document.title is returning you the string format. Okay, it is returning you some string text. So here in JavaScript, guys, there is a command like return. Okay, there is a keyword known as return. Like in Java also we have the return keyword, right? For example, if you want to return something back to the calling statement of the method, you use return, right? Here also you have to use return. Return, I'll write document dot. Okay, document dot same thing you have to write document dot title. That's it. Okay, it will return the this particular thing. Okay, so whatever it returns the title. Okay, whatever the title it returns, have to convert that to string, guys. Okay, this execute script will not return in the form of string. You see in object it is returning, but I want to convert that return thing into string, guys. Okay, dot to string I have to use here. Okay, now this will return you the string. It is returning the string, guys. Okay, simply say string here, string title of the page. Okay, title of page I'll say is equal to like this I'll say, and I'll print it out. Okay, sysout tab title of page done. Okay, now run the script. It will retrieve using JavaScript. We can retrieve the title of the page, guys. Okay, run the script. We can get the title of the page like this. You see, your store got retrieved and printed in the output console. Okay, so this one I will convert it into the reusable method. So for that again, public static void JavaScript get title, get page title. I'll say simply get page title, I'll say. Now here, to this I'll pass the web driver instance, okay. And there is no need to pass any element or something because the title is not a web element, right? So this much is enough. And copy paste this code. Copy paste this code, guys, okay. So this code copy paste. Now what I will do here is this part is fine. Title of the page I'm retrieving, JavaScript executor return, and all this fine is simply I'll say return. Here I'll write return statement from Java. This is return this title of the page. When you call this method, it will return the title of the page. Okay, and this should be not white, it should be string. That's it. There it will be gone. And you can call this function, guys, JavaScript get page title command, and pass the driver. That's it. Okay, only web driver instance you have to pass here, and this will return you string title. Okay, title of page is equal to, okay, that I am printing it here like this. I can run the script. Now run the script, guys, it will work. Should work in the same fashion. You see your story is coming. Okay, your story is coming. Done. Now what else? I'll remove this part. I'll work on the next one. Control Z, guys. Control Z. We'll change it a bit. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So the next one is even more simpler, guys. Like we got the title of the page, we can also get the URL of the page. Simple thing is this DOM statement. A small thing has to be changed. Instead of title, we have to change it to URL. URL and press enter. You'll get the URL like this. Okay. So small modification is required. So I don't want to take your time. I'll copy this part and put it here like this. Here I'll say get page URL. I'll change. Okay. Small modifications I'll do for this title. And here instead of saying document.title, I'll say document.URL. I'll say okay, capital URL. Done. It will get the URL of the page. Okay. I'll change it to URL of the page. URL of page. URL of page. Okay. Same thing. Nothing much. Here also URL of page I'll change. Here get page URL I have to call, right? This method I have to call. Same. Here URL of the page I'll print. Okay. Small modifications. The thing is done. Now run the script. It will retrieve the URL of the page using the JavaScript and print it. Okay. You see the URL of the page got retrieved and printed, guys. Okay. tutorialsninja.com/demo is working perfectly fine. Next one. Entering text into the fields. Okay. Using the value DOM attribute value. Okay. DOM property like value. We can do this, guys. Enter text into the fields. I'll tell you why we have to use this and what are the limitations also I'll tell you for this. Okay. Enter text into the fields. How to enter text into the fields using dot value. So here what I will do is I'll remove this part. I'll write the JavaScript code. For example, how to enter the text into the fields. What I will do here is I'll go to the same application, tutorialsninja.com/demo application. And here I'll clear this stuff. You see there is search box field. Into the search box field, I want to enter the product details. Like I want to type HP using Selenium automation script. I want to type HP. There's already one command, right? Like send keys command, dot send keys. Remember, right? In Selenium WebDriver, we can do that like this, right? We can write like this: find element by dot, okay, name locator, some name locator of that particular search box field, and say dot send keys. And here I'll type HP. This is one way. Using Selenium like this we can do. But sometimes what happens is the send keys command may not work for you. Okay, the normal WebDriver send keys may not work for you. In some situations will come where in real time, whatever the text that send keys has to type into the search box field will not get typed. In that case, we can go with the JavaScript send keys. Okay, JavaScript way of typing the text into the search box field. So how to do that? How to do that is here I'll write the JavaScript code for doing that, guys. Okay, before that, I'll write the DOM statement here. Inspect the search box field, and it has a name attribute value. Copy this, go to the console, type document.get_elements_by_name. Okay, because the search box field has a name attribute value. Okay, search name attribute value. Copy this, get a name by name. Here provide the value, okay, of 0, I'll say, and say dot value is equal to, here I'll give the value. Let's say I want to type HP, right? And press enter. What happened? HP got entered. Same thing, same process I'm going to follow here. The script, I'll write driver here. First I'll write driver, typecast the driver with JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor, I have to typecast this driver. Put a semicolon here and say JSE is equal to, now hold the mouse and say create local variable. And using this object reference, I'll say JSA.executeScript. And here I'll provide double quotes where I will write the JavaScript code and comma. And here I'll create the web element case. Better to create the web element, okay? Web element for the search box field I'll create, okay? When I inspect the search box field, there's a name attribute value. Using the name locator, I'll find this search box field, okay? Driver dot find element by dot name. Like this, I'll create the web element. So here I'll create the web elements. I'll simply say search box field element, right? This is search box field is equal to, I'll say, for the mouse on this and say create a web element for this. And this web element I'll pass here as an argument. Now here I can simply say arguments of 0 dot, what I have to do, value. I have to change the value of this arguments, okay? Is equal to, let me put semicolon here, is equal to, in single quotes guys, in single quotes give the value, okay? Whatever the value you want to enter into that value you have to give. For example, I want to type HP, give the HP text here, okay? Fine. So into the search box field using the JavaScript, I'm going to type HP into the search box field, okay? Now run the script and I'll not quit the browser so that we can see properly. Run this code. Using the using the value DOM property, we can do this guys, okay? Using the value DOM property, we can do this, okay? You see the text will be typed into the search box field with the help of, you see JavaScript has typed this HP text, not Selenium WebDriver commands. So I have to create a reusable method for this. So it's kind of pretty easy. We can do this. So simply we can say public static void JavaScript type text, okay? Type text into fields using the JavaScript, okay? Here I'll say WebDriver first of all, comma, I'll pass the driver instance to this. And next thing I need to pass the web element into which I need to type the text. Sorry. Here I'll say web element, comma. I need to pass the text also. Whatever the text I want to type into this search box field, I want to type, okay? I'll say string text to be typed, okay? Text to be typed, I'll say. Now I'll move this code here. Guys, and I'll pass this element here. And this text I need to make it dynamic. Okay, it cannot be HP text always. Whatever the text I want to type, that only text should be entered into this field. Okay, so here I'll put plus here before HP. After HP also I'll put a plus, and before plus I'll put double quote. After plus also I'll put double quote. And in place of the HP, I'll provide this text to be typed. That's done. Okay, this part is done, guys. I think it should perfectly work fine. And simple thing is I need to call this method now. Okay. And to this method, while calling this method, I'll pass the driver instance of the web driver and web element as search box field, and the text to be typed as HP text. Okay, like this 3 arguments I'll pass. Now run the script, it should work. Let's see whether it will type or not. Okay, the HP text will be typed into the search box field. For that, I created the reusable method. Okay, application is loading. Hit it. You see, the text has been typed. Done. Working fine, guys. Okay, so a lot of things we have done so far. Next one, selecting a date in calendar, guys. Okay, selecting a date in the calendar. For this also same thing we can do, guys. Okay, for selecting a date in calendar also we can do the same stuff. So I'll take you to one website where calendar is available. On that web page, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, practice Selenium, I guess. Okay, Selenium practice. This one, and give a space and say calendar, you'll get that page. Okay, yeah, this is a web page, guys, where the calendar is there. Just okay, into this calendar I want to enter the date, guys. Okay, instead of using the UI. Okay, instead of using the UI, sometimes what happens is when you are handling the calendars in Selenium, okay, using the UI, in some cases using the UI of the calendar, you will not be able to select a proper date, year and month. Okay, so in that case we can use JavaScript code. Okay, in that situations you can use JavaScript, but we have to use the same method, guys. JavaScript type text method we can use. Okay, the same way we can use. Okay, we can pass the text. Here we can pass the data as the text, and we can do the same stuff. Okay, so here I'll change the element here. Okay, so I'll change the URL here, copy this URL and paste it here. This application URL where the calendar is available, and I need to create the web element for this calendar field. Inspect this date field. Inspect the date field. The date field has an ID, guys. I'll copy this ID and I'll simply say by.id. By.id. Provide that ID and so after providing that ID, guys, so this will give you the date field. Date field, you'll get date field. Now I'll pass the date field here, and what date I want to pass, I'll pass it here. Okay, in which, for example, if you select one of the date, the format you are getting, copy that format and paste it here, and here change, modify the date. For example, I want to select let's say 11th okay, 25. I'll give 2023 I want to select. Okay, 2023 I want to select like this. Okay, into the date field. Here I'm using the date, I'm passing the date field, guys. Okay, the same method should work. JavaScript type text method should work for this also. Let's see whether this is working fine or not. Same method we are going to use. So sometimes when you are handling the date fields, okay, the UI may not work, and this may be the solution. Okay, let's see whether it will type the date into this date field or not. You see the date has been successfully typed in the given format. Okay, I don't have to use all these functions sometimes. Okay, only when this UI is not working, I can go with this JavaScript approach to overcome the problem. Fine, anyhow, so better, but this doesn't sound good. This particular method name doesn't sound good for me. So I'll copy this, guys. Okay, I'll copy this. I'll copy this and just change the name a bit. JavaScript type date. Okay, pick date. Pick date. Like that, some name I'll give. I'll copy this. Give it here. Date field and date field driver type date to be typed. Okay, here date to be typed. I'll change date to be typed. Copy this date to be typed and change it here. Okay, the same thing, guys. Okay, the same implementation is there, but I'm giving a different method name. That's it. Okay, it's going to work without any problem. This particular thing is going to work, guys. Okay, run the script again just to cross check whether the function is working fine or not. The script is running. Okay, it's loading. The application is loading. Let's wait. And you should type the date into the date field after loading. Okay, it's taking still taking more time, guys. Just be patient. Let's wait. Okay, yeah, the date has been typed. Done. Okay, so working fine, guys. I showed you the next one also. And if you want to display alerts during the script execution, guys, sometimes during the script execution, when some condition occurs, you want to display an alert. Okay, okay. So here, guys, for example, guys, here after the date has been typed, you want to display an alert here. Let's say you want to display an alert saying that after typing the date here into this field, you want to display alert on this page saying that date has been successfully typed. Okay, such kind of conditions, if you want to during the automation script, if you want to display the alerts like that, okay, during the automation, then you can go with these, guys. But this is not really used in automation. Okay, displaying such kind of alerts during the running the automation scripts are not generally used, but I'll show you. But still, I will show you, guys. Okay, here I'll create a method, guys, for that, or we'll write the code first, and I will create the method. Okay. So I'll copy this code, guys. I'll copy this line. I don't want to waste time. So I'll simply say JSE dot execute script. How to display an alert, guys? How to display an alert? Here I'll display an alert like this. I'll display an alert. Alert, type alert. JavaScript, we have to write alert only. Inside that, we have to provide single quotes. Inside the single quotes, I'll provide the text that should be uh, displayed on the alert. Okay, for example, date entered successfully. Okay, into date field. Date entered successfully into date field like this. Okay, after entering this date, I want to display date entered successfully into the date field. Okay, like that I want to just alert is the thing. Already I showed you, right? Here the DOM also you can check this. Go to console, and if you want to display an alert here, simply type alert here, alert, and directly alert you have to call. Alert function of JavaScript you have to call. Here I'll say date entered successfully into date field. Okay, date field I'll say, and press enter. You see, date entered. This kind of alert is coming. This is working fine. Same thing I'll do it, guys, here. Okay, by running this code. Date entered successfully. Alert of date entered successfully. Run the script. So you see, after entering the date, its alert is displaying like this, right? So I'll make a reusable method for displaying the alert also. Whenever you want to display an alert with a proper message, right? Let's create a reusable method for that. I'll simply say public static void. Okay, JavaScript. Okay, display alert. Display alert. So here I'll pass the WebDriver again. WebDriver comma string text on alert. Text to be displayed on alert. Okay, text that need to be displayed on alert. I need to pass. I'll take these two statements and put it here, and I'll call this wherever I want to display an alert. I'll call this JavaScript display alert, and I'll pass the driver. And along with the driver, I'll pass the text also. What text I want to display? This text I want to display. Okay. For example, this text I want to display here. Okay. So I want to make this dynamic, right? This particular text should be dynamic. So I will do plus here. I'll add one more place here, and before the place I'll add double quote. Here after the place I'll add double quote, and in this I'll make it dynamic. I'll remove this part, and between the place I'll say text on alert. Okay, this will become dynamic. This will work fine still. So let me run the code, and you see the alert will be displayed for you. The script is running. Let's see. Should display the alert on the page. It will enter the date into the field, and after that it will display an alert with the given text. Okay, let's wait. This application is kind of slow. That's okay. Let's be patient. Okay, so after loading, it has to enter. After entering that, you see whatever the text we passed, date entered successfully into the date field got displayed. Okay, working fine. So guys, this part is also done. And then page refresh, guys. Okay, then I'm going to explain about the page refresh. Okay, it's very simple one. So simple script we have to run like history.go. Okay, so here first I'll show you the DOM statement. For example, if I want to refresh this page, document dot, what is that, guys? Okay, history, guys, not document. I'll simply say history dot go of go command, circular brackets, give 0, guys. Okay, and press enter. You see, when I press enter here, the page should get refreshed. You see the page is getting refreshed. Can you see that the page is getting refreshed? When I enter this, the page got refreshed, guys. Okay, so the same thing I'm going to do, guys, for page refresh also. So here, this is not required now. I want to, the page URL is same. That's okay. I want to refresh the page, guys. How to refresh the page? Just copy this first line and simply say JSC.ExecuteScript, and here in double quotes write the script JavaScript code, that is history dot go of 0 you have to give. Okay, go of 0. and this will refresh the page, guys. Now run the code. These 2 lines will refresh the page. After the page is loaded, again it will refresh the page, guys. Okay. First it will load the page. After the page is loaded, just observe, guys, it will immediately refresh the page. First, it's still loading the page, I guess. Let's wait for the page to load. It's kind of slow, I know. Okay. You see, after gap, again it started refreshing, right? So that is done by the refresh here. Okay. So this code I'll move into the reusable method as usual. Public static void JavaScript refresh page. Okay, there is a normal way to refresh the page also. Using Selenium WebDriver commands also we can refresh the page. Okay, but here I told you, right, sometimes if you want to run your script faster, instead of using the WebDriver commands, you can write your own JavaScript command code to refresh the page. Okay, these 2 lines you have to write. Whenever you want to refresh the page, call this method. That's it. Okay, there's not here. We just need to pass the WebDriver driver. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay, call this method when you want to refresh the page and pass the driver here. That's it. I'll do one thing. I'll just pick date. I'll call this method also. Pick date, so that you can see, like, after entering the date, it will refresh the page. Okay, so I'll say driver and date field I removed, right? There was some ID, I guess. Okay, inspect this. I'll write this code again. Web element I have to create. So I'll pass this web driver web element date field is equal to driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID of that but date field and say that's it, I guess. So I need to pass this date field and comma. I want to enter the date here. So 11, let's say forward slash 25 slash 2023 I'll give. Okay, done. Okay, after entering the date, again it has to refresh the page. Let's see whether it is happening or not. Okay, let's see. First it is loading the page, basic one. After that it has to enter the date into the calendar field, date field. After that again it has to refresh the page, guys. Okay. So let's wait for the page to load. Page will load now. Yeah, you see, after entering the date, again it has a refresh and date is gone. Whatever the date that got entered is gone. So this is working perfectly fine. Let me remove this part. And now let's move to the next one. Page scrolling, guys. This is very important. Okay, only in JavaScript we have the page scrolling, guys. Okay, in Selenium WebDriver we don't have any command for scrolling the page. Okay, this is really useful. You can say how to scroll the page. There are 2 ways we can scroll the page, guys. Okay, you can scroll the page until the required UI element is found on the page. That is one way. Or you can scroll the page until the end of the page. Till the end of the page you can scroll. For example, guys, if I take you to this application, omai.blogspot.com application, if I take you, the page is kind of lengthy, right? This page is kind of very big, right? I'll copy this URL first and take it here, paste it here when I remember. Now, so I'll inspect somewhere here and go to the console tab, clear the stuff, go to the console tab, clear the stuff. Here I'll write one statement, guys, using which, using the JavaScript DOM statements, I'm going to scroll the page. So what is that? So here I have to use this thing like first one I cannot show you, second one I'll show you for now. Okay, second one I'll show you. First one also I can show you. It's a different way. So what we'll do, guys, okay, I want to scroll till this button 2 is displayed. Okay, I want to scroll this page till button 2 is displayed. Okay, so I'll write the code here. For that button I need to first inspect, guys. Okay, for this to happen, copy this button, ID of the button. Okay, ID of the button I copied. Here I'll write the statement. The page is like this now. Now document dot get element by ID of the button I'll give. I'll paste the ID of the button and say dot scroll. So I have to write something here. What is that something means? here dot scroll into view. I have to write, okay? Dot scroll into view of true you write. Okay, just write true here and press enter. The moment I press enter, guys, this DOM statement got executed and scrolled into view true got executed, and it has taken a still button. You see, till button is displayed, it has scrolled the tab. By default, it was like that. Again, I am running, guys. Just carefully see here. With this DOM statement, I am going to that button. Okay. Here button 2 is not there. Button. When I press enter, you see it is taking you to the button. The scroll happened. The scroll bar has scrolled down. Okay, that happened because of the button. Because of this scroll into view thing. Okay. So this is one thing. Or you want to scroll this page till the end of the page, you have to go. Okay. For example, instead of scrolling till the button is displayed or some UI element is displayed, you want to scroll until the end. For that, guys, what is the way? For that, guys, we have to use window dot scroll. So what is that? Let me see here. Window dot scroll to. We have to use scroll to here. Okay. Window dot scroll to. Okay. Here inside that provide this horizontally scrolling is 0, guys. Okay. Horizontal scrolling I'm mentioning as 0, but vertically scrolling I want to scroll end of the till the end of the page. I want to scroll. Okay. So what is the page height? If you want to in DOM, if you want to get the page height, you have to say document.body.scroll height. Okay. Document.body.page height. Okay. Page height I will say. Now run this. So you say nothing happened now. Is anything I'm missing? Okay, let me write window dot scroll to 0 comma document dot body dot scroll height dot that is not page height, guys. I wrote wrong actually. Here this page height I wrote scroll height. Okay, I have to say scroll height. Press enter. You see this has come down automatically. Again I'm putting on the top and running that. You see the scroll bar is coming down. So this statement is going to work. Right, this statement is working. You can scroll into a UI element, or you can scroll into a till the end of the page. I'll add the code here. I'll copy this part just to save time. I'm copying this line and providing it here first, and I'll say I'll run this code JSC.executeScript. Okay, provide the argument. Provide double quote here and provide an argument here till where you want to scroll the page. Till this button is displayed, I want to scroll the page. The button is having some ID, right? BUT2 is the ID of the button. As you already know, inspect this button if you want. It has an ID as BUT2. Copy this BUT2 and come back here and say you create the web element, guys. Okay. Driver.findElementBy.id. Just say by.id. Provide the ID of that button. Button 2. Button 2. And create the web element. Till this web element I want to scroll. Just give the web element here and say arguments of 0. That is nothing but this button 2 dot what, guys? Scroll into view. Okay, scroll into view, right? Anything else I need to give here? Scroll into view. True I have to give. Okay, just give true here. That's it. Put a semicolon here. Now run the script. It will scroll the page. On this application, it will scroll the page until it sees the button 2. Okay. So run the script, guys. It should scroll the page till the button 2 is displayed on the page. It's very important, guys. Scrolling is very important in JavaScript. Okay. By default, the scroll bar is on the top. You see, after the page got loaded, the scroll bar came down. You see, it's scrolled till the button is displayed. Okay. Not only this button, guys, you can scroll till any other link is displayed or this button is displayed. You can do anything. Okay. That's up to you. So I'll create a reusable method for this right away. Public static void JavaScript scroll till element. Okay. Scroll till element. So I'll say web driver, I'll say, comma, web element, I will say. And yeah, that's it. Copy these 2 lines of code and replace this button 2 with element. That's it, I guess. Nothing more than that we have to do. Here we need to just call this method. That's it. Okay. Like this, we need to call the method, and I need to pass the driver, comma, button 2. That's it. Nothing more than that. It should work fine. Run the script. It should work. Lot of things I covered so far, guys, in JavaScript. Okay. Only few things are left out, guys. I'll tell you what are the other few things. You see, it has scrolled successfully till this button. Now I want to scroll till the end of the page. I want to scroll till the end of the page. So instead of scrolling till this button, I want to scroll till the end of the page. I'll directly create the function this time. Public static void JavaScript scroll till page end. Scroll till page end. Okay. So here I'll pass the WebDriver. I don't have to pass the web element this time. Only WebDriver instance is fine. Here I'll write this two. I'll copy these 2 lines of code here, and I'll change this. Okay. Instead of writing like this, you have to say window dot what is that? Window dot scroll to. Okay. Scroll to, and in that I have to give first argument as horizontal scrolling 0, and second argument as document dot body dot scroll height. I have to give. Okay. Document dot body dot scroll height as the second argument. It will take the complete height, scroll height. Okay. So fine. Here element I should not pass. This much is enough. And if I call this method, and I pass the driver instance, it will scroll till the end of the page, guys. Okay. This will get scrolled till the end of the page. You see that? Run the script. It will scroll till the end of the page. You see the scroll bar has scrolled till the end of the page. So cool so far. A lot of things I explained. What are the remaining things? Let's check. Last one, guys. Last one, and there is one more miscellaneous stuff. These two falls into miscellaneous stuff anyhow. And the last activity that we are going to do with JavaScript is this one: capturing the entire text on the page. Okay, capturing the entire text of the page. How to capture? I'll tell you. For example, guys, manually, let's go to this application. tutorialsninja.com/demo application. Let's go to, and let's go to the login page. On this page, guys, there is a lot of text, right? This text, headings are there, labels are there, all these are the text. I want to only retrieve the text on this page. In Selenium WebDriver, there is no direct command to retrieve the text on the pages, guys. Okay, there's no direct command in the Selenium. There is direct command in Selenium for retrieving the entire HTML code of the page, but there is no direct command to only retrieve the text that is displayed on the page. How to get the text, guys? Okay, how to get the text that is displayed on the page? Further, guys, here I'll write one DOM statement. I'll type one DOM statement. I'll type document dot document element. Just type it blindly. Okay, document dot document element dot inner text. Okay, inner text you type, inner text, and press enter, guys. The moment you press enter, you see all the text that is there on the page will be retrieved. You see currency, this phone number, my account. You see text, only text is coming, not HTML code is not coming, guys. Okay, here when I say inner text, it is retrieving the text on the page. How to get this text on the page? You see, this is how we can, using this DOM statement, we can get the entire text of this page. Now we'll write the same command, guys. We'll write the JavaScript code for that. Okay, we'll run the JavaScript code using the Selenium automation code. For that, what I will do is I'll copy this line first. Okay, I'll copy this line first, and using this JSC, I'll say execute and here I'll write the JavaScript code, which will get the complete text on the page like this. Okay, this is a DOM statement, right? This is a DOM statement, which is getting you this particular text. Here I'll write the DOM statement, and before this DOM statement, I'll say return, and execute will not return in the form of string format. So that's the reason I have to say dot to string. I have to say to string. Now just say string text on page is equal to text on page is equal to, and also change the URL of this application, guys. Okay, to the login page. I'll remove this URL and give this login page URL for this example and run the script. Nothing much, guys. Okay, this is what you have to do. That's it. Nothing much. This will get the complete text on the page and print it in the out. So I forgot to print it in the. I'll stop this script, guys. Okay. stop the script, and here I'll simply write, I forgot to print it out. Okay, text on page I have to say. Now run the script again. Very simple one, right? Inner text, using the inner text DOM property, we can get the text that is there on the complete page. We'll get the complete text on the page, guys. Okay, so it will not close the browser because I didn't use java.quit, but in the output you see the complete text on the page got retrieved and printed. You see, this is the entire page, currency and all the stuff. Some paragraph text also came by creating an account. All the text that is there on the page got retrieved and printed in the output console. For this, let's create a reusable method. Public static void JavaScript get text on page, get text on page. Okay, here say web driver comma. Okay, so web driver just that's it. I don't think we have to pass anything much. Copy this 2 lines. Copy these 2 lines. Paste it here. Now driver is passed already, and it is returning the entire text on the page. That's okay. And I need to call this function, right? Call this function, and just need to pass the driver. That's it. Nothing more than that. This will return you the text on page. String text on page is equal to, I'll write, is equal to, here I'll return this. Okay, this method has to return that. Return text on page. Return this text on page, and this should be string. Okay, done. I think this should be working fine, and we are printing the text on the page here. Now run the script again for the second time, and you should print the text on the page. Okay, let's wait. It's loading. Let me hit this for demo purpose. Let me hit this URL. Yeah, done. Come here. You see all the text on the page got retrieved and printed. Done. This is working fine. Now remove this part. It's not required anymore. We already created the reusable method. That's fine. Fine, guys. Next is what we are done, guys. Lot of activities I explained using the JavaScript executor, and the final part is JavaScript exception, guys. Okay, if you make some small mistakes in the JavaScript code, that will give an exception like JavaScript exception. Okay, for example, guys, I want to write some JavaScript code here. Just see here what I am trying to do. I'm trying to run some JavaScript code which is an invalid one. Okay, using the JavaScript executor, I'm going to run the JavaScript code which is kind of having some mistakes. Okay, in the JavaScript code there is some mistake here. JSC.executeScript. What I want to do here is I want to run some JavaScript code, and let's say the JavaScript code for what I want to click on this button, guys. Okay, I want to write the JavaScript code for clicking on this button. Inspect this button. It has an ID. Copy this ID and give here. Create a web element for this, guys. Okay, web element button is equal to driver.findElementBy.id. Give the ID of that button. That's it. And now this button web element, I'm passing it here. And what I want to do on this button is arguments of 0 dot click. I'll write simple script. Okay, this button I want to click, guys. Okay, that's what I want to write. This JavaScript code is correct, guys. There's no mistake. Okay, there is no mistake in the JavaScript, and it will work also. Okay, if I run the code, you see it will work. There's no mistake here. It will work fine. You'll sorry, guys, I need to stop this because I have to give a proper URL here. I forgot to give the URL. Copy this URL and paste it here. Done. Now run the script. When you run the script, you see it will click on that button and alert will be displayed for us. Okay, as a proof, alert will be displayed for us when the button is clicked. Click on the button and alert will be displayed. You see, if the alert is displayed when button got clicked, it's working fine. But what if I forgot to provide this closing square bracket here? Okay, after this 0, if I forgot to provide the closing square bracket and run the script again, this time you see you will get an exception, guys, known as JavaScript exception. So whenever you get JavaScript exception that means whatever the JavaScript code you entered or passed to this executeScript command is wrong. Okay, that's only when you will get the JavaScript exception. Selenium will display an exception for you, that is JavaScript. You see, it will not click on, no alert is coming. Instead, here if you go and see here, you will get an exception known as, where is, you see JavaScript exception got displayed. Okay, you got the JavaScript exception. By doing some small mistakes in the JavaScript code, Selenium will display that exception, guys. Okay, done. So JavaScript exception is also explained, okay, when it comes and what we have to do. We have to correct the JavaScript code to overcome the problem. Now, guys, so the last thing that I have to explain about this JavaScript executor is, so here we have to typecast the WebDriver instance. I told you, right, whenever you are trying to use this JavaScript executor, we have to first typecast this WebDriver instance with JavaScript executor interface, and then only we have to use. Why we have to do that? Why we have to typecast that, guys? Why we have to typecast this driver with this JavaScript executor? Because they are at the same level, guys. Okay, same level in the WebDriver hierarchy. I clearly explained, okay, in detail I explained about the WebDriver hierarchy in the previous session. What that session, guys? Once you get an idea of WebDriver hierarchy, you will understand why we have to typecast this driver with the JavaScript executor. Okay, then you will understand why we have to typecast this driver with the JavaScript executor. Okay, so because WebDriver is not a parent interface of the JavaScript executor. Okay, JavaScript executor, WebDriver, and take screenshot interfaces. All these three interfaces are at the same level in the hierarchy of Selenium WebDriver. That's the reason, guys. Whenever you are trying to use this driver, you have to typecast that with the required interface and then use it. Okay, otherwise you will not get this executeScript command. Okay, that's the problem. So that's one thing. Second thing is, what is the advantage of using JavaScript executor over WebDriver commands? You see, you already have the WebDriver commands for entering the text into the text fields, clicking on the buttons and a lot of stuff, refreshing the page, getting the title of the page, getting the URL of the page, and whatever the actions, whatever I told you for all the things, JavaScript Selenium WebDriver commands are there. But still, when do you go for the JavaScript way of performing the operations using Selenium? You go when sometimes WebDriver methods won't work, guys. Okay, the click command, the default click command of Selenium WebDriver will not be able to click on the buttons or checkbox fields or something. Okay, in real time you will face such problems. In that case, you can go with the JavaScript way of selecting that. Okay, or clicking the buttons or typing the text, whatever it is. In some other cases, guys, in some other cases, if you want to run your automation script a bit faster than the Selenium WebDriver commands, you can directly write your JavaScript functions for doing the operations like getting the title of the page, getting the URL of the page. You see there, you are running the JavaScript code directly, guys. Okay, you are running the JavaScript code directly. So a Selenium script will become a bit faster than whatever the Selenium WebDriver commands are doing. But this is not that much. It doesn't make that much impact or difference, guys. Okay, fine. So these are the two advantages we get. But there is a limitation and disadvantage of using the JavaScript executor also. So some cases, guys, for example, here I'll give you one example here on this application. The problem here is on this omai.blogspot.com, you see there is a disabled text box field, right? So a normal real user also will not be able to type text into this text box field, right? Can I enter text into this manually? Can I enter text into this? I should not be able to, because the application owners of this application has intentionally made this text box field kind of disabled. But still, using JavaScript, we can type the text. That's the problem, guys. Okay, so if this element is available in the DOM, okay, JavaScript can do that. Whether the element is displayed on the page, not displayed on the page, whether the element is disabled, enabled, doesn't matter, guys. For JavaScript executor, it will work, but it is not real, right? JavaScript will not work in a real way. Okay, in a real fashion, JavaScript executor will not work, because you see, no one. If I give this application to you and manually, if I ask you to type the text into the text box field, you cannot type. But still, Selenium, using the JavaScript executor, we can type, guys. Okay, that should not be the real case. Okay, that should not be allowed. So in such kind of cases, we should not use JavaScript executor, guys. Okay, to overcome this kind of to overcome this kind of things, we should not use JavaScript executor, guys. Okay, that's a problem. So we have to use the JavaScript executor wisely. Okay, we have to use the JavaScript executor wisely, guys. We should not be using for each and everything. Here, guys, I'll show you one example. I'll practically automate and show you that I'll be able to type text into the disabled text box field. It should not be possible manually. That I am able to automate. Such kind of things I should not automate, guys. Okay, simple words, I should not use JavaScript executor to automate the entering the text into the disabled text box field, which is not possible manually. Okay, hope you are able to understand. I'll copy this application URL, paste it, already it is there, no problem. Now I'll show you what I'll do. I'll copy this first line. I don't want to enter again, typecasting statement. JSC dot execute script, I will say. Here, I'll say double quotes, say comma. I'll provide the web element for that disabled text box field. Inspect this disabled text box field. It has an ID, guys. Copy this ID TB2. TB2 is ID. Driver dot find element by dot ID. I will say provide the ID of that disabled text box field, and it will return the web element, guys. Okay, web element disabled text field is equal to, I'll write. Now I'll pass this here. Now I'll pass the JavaScript code like arguments of 0 dot value is equal to, like this, using the JavaScript I am typing the text. Okay, I will type my name, guys, into this disabled text box field. I'll using Selenium automation, I am typing my name into this disabled text box field, which is not possible manually, but is possible using Selenium, using JavaScript executor, which is a limitation of the JavaScript executor, guys. Okay, so as ethical automation engineers, we should not be doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see whether it will type. Just scroll down. It's not scrolling also. We have to scroll manually. Just see here, guys. You see my name got typed into the disabled text box field, which should not be possible manually, guys. Okay, so that means this is a problem with the JavaScript executor. It can do a lot. Then it's very powerful, guys. Okay, but this is the limitation. Still, despite of being powerful, this is what is the limitation of the JavaScript executor. So hope, guys, you understood what exactly is a JavaScript executor, what is the purpose, and the basics. Okay, basics like JavaScript basics and DOM basics, and different activities we can do. And for each and every activity, we created a reusable method in this case, right? And what are the advantages, disadvantages, when we have to use, when we don't have to use. Everything I explained in this session, guys. Okay, in detailed manner. So with this, guys, we are done with this session. Thank you, guys. Bye.